at Collectco for Wednesday night's live Facebook record sale. When you're on and watching, be sure to let us know. We're going to get started selling you some records in just a moment. There is our feed. That's what I wanted to see. Craig's the first comment. Hello, Craig. No surprise there. Carlene, Ken Crooker, Mike Massey. Let's see, there's a whole lot of records. There's that. Alrighty, let's see here. Get this link posted. Copy. Alrighty, and let's go over here to this. Alrighty, so welcome everybody. Let everybody hop on, get in the chat, get inside the stream. A couple rules. Buy as much as you want to. That's the only rule. There's no buying limits here. You can buy as much as you want, as long as you pay for it. Let me post this. Let's see here. Live now. Live now. Alright, let me go back over here and share this other post as well. Let's see, let me go back over to Chad Williams. I need to share that also. Not there. Let me share that here. Whole lot of records. Boom. Okay, now let's go over here and get it on Instagram. First, we got to go to YouTube and get the link. There we are. No buying limits. That's right. What's my credit card limit? We've had some people want me to do a Collectco credit card, and I'm like, a Collectco credit card. That sounds dangerous. Let's see, let's go here. There's all the vintage Tanner's bringing up. Let's go to my story. Let's go link. Boom. There's YouTube live now. Okay, well let me go ahead and explain the Metallica record. If you didn't pre-order Metallica with us and you wasn't about the first 30, you're not going to be getting a purple. And if you don't already have it pre-ordered somewhere else, any kind of colored vinyl of this new Metallica album is evidently going to be pretty tough to get. So I hope that everybody's okay with settling for the black, and I'll go through that list and explain all that in just a second. I actually don't have any purple in right now. This came from a different dealer, a different distributor who went ahead and sent me some black. So I'm going to show those in just a second. Actually, I'm just going to leave that out because I hadn't been able to get it back in there. I'm going to take out all the inserts and show that to y'all in just a second. So I'll go through the Metallica. I'll explain that in just a second. But pretty much, if you didn't pre-order purple, unless you try to go buy it somewhere else, I've talked to some other record shops, and they're like, yeah, we're getting like 3. And the reason we had so many because we pre-ordered like 200 of them, and that we only got 30. So I'd say if you don't already have that pre-ordered somewhere, the purple might be hard to get. Now, Walmart's doing a color, and all these other places. I think there was even a exclusive color through their website. So that is what you got to do to get one. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a crate of new vinyl here on the table. I think this is a recap of last night just to get everybody warmed up. Let me grab this stuff here. Tanner, there's the document. This is all sold in this. And I'm going to add these back to that. That's not sold. That's from a flip video last night. I did post a little 3-minute, like 20 record flip crate. So people told me, Joshua said he ordered it through the website. Joshua, have you got any notification that it's going to be delayed? I think if you ordered it through their website, you're probably going to get one, but you're not going to get one this week unless you ordered it early. Because somebody sent me a screenshot of an email saying that they're going to get it, but it's going to be late. Because what they've done, let me go ahead and give you a quick insight. So the purple vinyl is for indie store exclusive. The purple vinyl is for indie store exclusives. And what they've told me is if you're not getting, if you didn't already have, excuse me, let me go back. They're not making any more purple, is what I've been told. Like, I've talked to the people with distributors who have talked directly to the people at Blackened Records, and they said no more purple. So what's going to happen is not everybody's going to order a purple, and then we're going to sell out the black, and everybody's going to wish they're going to order a black. So that's what's happened. I think some people's going to get it through the Metallica website. I hope you do, because that's a different color. And of course, I know some people ordered it through Amazon, me, Metallica. Some people try to get every color, every variant, which is always through as you know, that. So okay, black is available tonight. I'll show those kind of officially in just a second and explain when everybody gets on the deal with the new Metallica. The deal with the new Metallica. The deal with the new Metallica. New Metallica music usually means hectic stuff. I'd say, I mean, as far as, of course, you know, there's Kiss still around, U2. They got the 5th member exclusive. Wow. Now, there's a bunch of different versions. 72 seasons. Yeah. The label started shipping yesterday. They officially released all these yesterday. So, okay. Yeah, get ready for a lot of questions with the word purple in it tonight. There'll be a lot of questions about purple. All right, so first crate of the night. This is Nevermind the Bollocks. Here's the Sex Pistols, $29.99. I call the first crate a warm-up crate. Warm-up crate. Home Depot orange exclusive. That's cool. I didn't know Home Depot was doing exclusive. They're doing a Home Depot exclusive, Tanner. No Future UK, the Sex Pistols, $29.99. No Future UK. Susie loves the color purple. Black Label Society, School Age. Black Label Society, School Age. Limited edition, translucent emerald green vinyl, $39.99. We have Judas Priest, Defenders of the Faith, $29.99. Judas Priest, Defenders of the Faith. Kid Rock's Greatest Hits. After the flip video I posted, I'm now down to 2 copies. Kid Rock's Greatest Hits. Those are $36.99. Helmet, meantime, after the flip video, I'm down to 2 copies. Helmet, meantime, those are $29.99. Rush, Fly By Night, sold a couple more last night, sold a couple more from the flip video. Got several in stock. Rush, Fly By Night, $39.99. Slipknot, limited edition, Violet Double Vinyl. Slipknot, $36.99. There's our nightly drag racer. Dale Cooper wants a helmet. First sell of the night, ring the bell. Dale Cooper gets a helmet meantime. That's sold to Dale Cooper. We have Run the Jewels. This is Run the Jewels 3, $69.99. That's a limited edition white and gold vinyl, $69.99. Daft Punk Discovery. Daft Punk Discovery is $39.99. Greg Stone wants a Kid Rock's Greatest Hits. We now have one of Kid Rock's Greatest Hits left. ZZ Top Fandango, $31.99 for Fandango. American Heartbreak, $59.99. American Heartbreak. That's by Zach Bryan. 34 songs on 3 LPs. Days of the New, $49.99. Days of the New, first time on vinyl, for Music on Vinyl, $49.99. Motley Crue, Theater of Pain, one of the last Motley Crue albums, and this one, Too Fast for Love. I got some new ones to show you a little bit later, but far as Motley Crue, this is all we have. This is 33 and 33. UPS says, ready for now, April 4th, US does a waiting package. Yeah, so if you have one of those notifications from Metallica's website, what they may have done is created a label and they ran out and they got to press more. Because I think the website exclusive, what I've been told, is they're going to make more through their website exclusive, but anything through independent retailers, it was a one-time deal. And the reason they do that is because they make more money off the stuff with their... Exactly. Sorry, I started reading another comment. Kiss, Creatures of the Night. Kiss is $39.99. That is the Half-Speed Master. Kiss, Creatures of the Night, $39.99. Lynyrd Skynyrd's Street Survivors, $34.99. Everything in here is new and sealed. Depeche Mode, Black Celebration, $39.99. Alvo Dabney Jr. wants both Motley Crue albums. Both Motley Crue albums to Alvo Dabney Jr. That is Too Fast for Love and Theater of Pain. I think those were our last copies. Those are both sold. Let me try to see if I missed anything. Someone was asking about Purple Vinyl Badlands. That was a joke. There is no purple vinyl Badlands. I think there is a Badlands bootleg that's on colored vinyl, or at least one that's black or colored. I'm not for sure, but there has never been a Badlands on colored vinyl, or Pablo Cruz. DJ Jazzy Jeff, the Fresh DJ. No, he's the DJ. It's the Fresh Prince. I got those words wrong. That is $36.99. Soundgarden, Super Unknown, $49.99. ZZ Top, Rio Grande Mud. ZZ Top, Rio Grande Mud, $33.99. Collective Soul is $31.99. That's Collective Soul Vibrating on purple vinyl. Kiss Asylum, 2014 remaster, $33.99. Alvo wants XX Top. I think he meant ZZ Top, and that's for Fandango. Was there another one in here? There should be. Maybe Rio Grande Mud. Is that the one you wanted, Alvo? If so, it's yours. That's sold to Alvo Dabney Jr. Tonic, Lemon Parade. Big album. Known for one song on here is If You Could Only See. First time on vinyl, $38.99. Cinderella Night Songs, $38.99. He said yes to Rio Grande Mud. U2, How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb. That's on limited edition red vinyl, $36.99. And Iron Maiden, Peace of Mind. Iron Maiden Peace of Mind is $36.99. If you're just hopping on, that was just a quick refresher bin. I'm going to read through those very quickly one more time. I think I showed some of those last night and some of them on Saturday night. The Sex Pistols, never mind the bollocks. Here's the Sex Pistols. That is $29.99. No Future UK, also a colored vinyl. This one's not. This one is black and yellow vinyl, $29.99. Black Label Society School Age is $39.99. Dale Cooper wants an Iron Maiden Peace of Mind. Dale Cooper, Iron Maiden Peace of Mind. And Judas Priest, Defenders of the Faith. Judas Priest, Defenders of the Faith, $29.99. Kid Rock's Greatest Hits is $36.99. And Helmet Meantime, $29.99. Chad, how to get in contact with Collecto. If you've sent us a message in the last couple of days, we may have not replied to it. So just give us a second. The best way is through Facebook Messenger. But if you send us a message, I think we have invoice corrections to do, this, that, another, everything. Since the Invoices has kind of got finished, we'll start working on those in bulk. Essentially, we've had one person out of town, one person that's not with us anymore, and we needed to hire somebody about 3 months ago. So essentially, we are down 3 people, and we have been for the last 2 weeks. So we are down 3 employees pretty much for the last 2 weeks. That means Tanner and Doug, and mostly Tanner and Doug have been trying to do invoicing, shipping, corrections, all that kind of stuff. So I just hired somebody else that starts at the end of the month. I am working on a job post for tomorrow, and that's going to hopefully fill in 2 other positions. Seth didn't quit. No, Seth don't do any of the hard stuff, any of the invoicing, shipping. But Ed's been out of town, family business. Josh doesn't work here anymore, so that means we are 2 people behind. And when Josh and Ed was here, we needed a 3rd person anyway. So now we're 3 people behind. So I guess if you could say, if you think we've been doing okay, that would be a compliment, because we have been, Tanner, I think we got done alphabetizing records from last week, yesterday. Doug is working on 2 weeks backlog of shipping. And as you see, we never take a break. So hopefully next week things will be clicking better. That's what happens when you sell way too much like we've been doing. So, but keep buying, okay? Don't think I'm complaining, okay? Keep buying these Slipknot records. $36.99. Slipknot, the Subliminal Verses, $36.99. Run the Jewels is $69.99. Daft Punk Discovery is $39.99. ZZ Top Fandango, $31.99. We have Zach Bryan, American Heartache. Days of the New. Kiss, Creatures of the Night. Leonard Skinner, Street Survivors. Depeche Mode. DJ Jazzy Jeff. Soundgarden. Collective Soul. Kiss. Tonic. Cinderella. And U2. That was the first crate. Now I'll bring over some new stuff. Yeah, Seth just keys in records. He kind of piddly paddles here on the side. So But yeah, we need, we're kind of looking for a customer service person. We're looking for a customer service person, and I don't know. They'll probably, whoever helps us, we need a customer service, somebody who can work here at the store, also handle customer service, which is emails, messages, invoice corrections, helping Doug get orders together and get orders fixed before shipping. They also have to be able to work here behind the counter with customers a few days a week, be on calls on possibly Saturdays and the weekends and throughout the week, spur of the moment. And then the other person, we need help here at night, which is Facebook Live, and Facebook Live, which is keying in records, sorting records, and helping us tag records some nights. That is the two positions we're looking for. So if somebody's remotely interested, send us a message. We've already got some people in mind, so don't think anything about it if you ask us you're interested and we never get back with you, because we may have already had somebody hired. But in the meantime, that's what we're needing. I may announce that a little bit later tonight, but we definitely, we've already got one person to really help us. We got somebody hired to help us start pricing records, help buy records, or price more records, buy more records, sell more records. But now we need people to help manage that. So yeah, if you're interested in working here, send us a message. So that's working here at the store a couple of days a week. You got to be really good with talking to people, especially through emails very nicely. If I find out you talk to people very not nicely, Chad may get mad and fire you. I like being very nice, okay? No reason to talk bad to people, right? Especially when they're sending you money every week. Okay. Alvo Dabney said, add another rush to my order. Alvo, was that All the World's a Stage, or was that Fly By Night? All the World's a Stage or Fly By Night? Thank you, Eric Fisher. I have not posted at Cumberland. That would be a good spot, especially for the people who could help us at night. Let's see. I need 3 employees. That's an entire record department. So Alvo wants another Fly By Night. Let me pull that right now. Thomas O'Brien, you just hopped on at the wrong time. I just answered that. There'll be a lot of questions tonight. For everybody that's already been on tonight, here's the 2 most popular questions we'll see asked tonight. Is there any Metallica purple vinyl, and why haven't my records shipped yet? And I'll address both of those in just a second. Snoop Dogg Kool-Aid, first time on green vinyl, which was originally a record store day, $41.99. Snoop Dogg Kool-Aid, $41.99. Velvet Revolver. Right now, the most important thing we're going to do tonight is sell records. If you have any questions, I promise we're going to reply to you, or I'll do a mass reply to everybody in just a moment. But the next 4 hours for us is very critical to sell records and not answer questions. Velvet Revolver, Contraband. Velvet Revolver is a 2LP music on vinyl. That is $49.99. Velvet Revolver Contraband, $49.99. $49.99. David Schroeder wants a Snoop Dogg. Alvo Dabney wants a Velvet Revolver. And did I already pull the Fly By Night for him? I think I did. Yes, I've already pulled Fly By Night. If I've missed any other claims or really, really important questions, send them again. I'll either read it and answer it later, or just stand by and I'll try to do, like I said, a mass reply to everybody in just a second. Morgan Wallen, Dangerous, the double album, which is actually a triple album. That is $49.99. Morgan Wallen, $49.99. And Hard Rock Heretics, $28.99. I have sold a truckload of these. This is a limited edition red and black vinyl, colored vinyl, single LP compilation. It even has Rainbow in the Dark by Dio and Twisted Sister, We're Not Gonna Take It. And Metal Church, Badlands, Metal Church. Yeah, Metal Church doing Badlands, not a Badlands song called Metal Church. $28.99, that's on colored vinyl. Peter Tosh, Legalize It. $28.99, Peter Tosh, Legalize It. Blackberry Smoke, Find a Light. Blackberry Smoke is $49.99. I got several of those coming up tonight. Chris Stapleton, Starting Over. Chris Stapleton is $42.99. for Starting Over. Randy Scarborough wants the Hard Rock Heretics album. That's sold to Randy. And Rush, this is a live unofficial on blue vinyl. This is a live 1980 Missouri radio broadcast, blue vinyl, $39.99. I've also sold a bunch of those. The sound quality is very good. The Best of Bon Jovi, Crossroads. This is $44.99. This is a 2 LP Bon Jovi hits compilation. Very popular. About the only thing you can really get by his that has most of his hits on it. Blackberry Smoke, You Hear Georgia. I've realized what I've done. The Bon Jovi, I said $44.99, which is not the sticker. This one is $36.99, which is Blackberry Smoke. Bon Jovi's $44.99, and that goes to Jerry Stone. So Tanner, that's $44.99. Blackberry Smoke, which didn't have a sticker, is $36.99. So Blackberry Smoke is $36.99. Chris Crowley wants a Rush, and Amy Hutchings, if it's okay, I only have one Bon Jovi. I'll put you on a waiting list. George Strait, Pure Country. This is a 25th anniversary limited edition, which, well, like I've said before, that's true. It's limited to whatever they press. I feel like they only press like 50 at a time, because before I can get a couple, they're all gone. And that is the best-selling country soundtrack of all time, $33.99. Kenny Heathcock wants Blackberry Smoke. By the way, I'll get to it in just a second, Kenny, but your Blackberry Smoke Southern Ground Session came back in stock. He says he wants the first one. So, Kenny, you want Blackberry Smoke, Find a Light, correct? That's the one I'm pulling for you. That means I still have You Hear Georgia still available. John Duran wants a George Strait Pure Country soundtrack. We have Stormtroopers of Death. Stormtroopers of Death, Speak English or Die, $31.99. This is actually a 30th anniversary edition. I think that means it's a 2 LP with some live stuff on it. I don't know if I've ever really mentioned that before, but that's $31.99. Can you give me more of the comp? I have one more. Peter, I have another right here. I have one more still available if you want it, $28.99. Dr. Dre, 2001, huge rap album, hip-hop. That is $36.99, whatever you want to call it. You know, songs with Snoop Dogg and Eminem on it, $36.99. Luke Combs, I've got his entire discography in stock tonight. This one's called This One's For You, which I think is his first album. Luke Combs, This Is For You, $28.99. Peter Policino does want the Hard Rock Heretics. Dennis Nelson wants Chris Stapleton. I think the only one I've shown, Dennis wants Starting Over, which is his most recent album. It's got a really good song. I heard it through, like, I don't know, I was in a store or something, and it's not one of his top streaming songs, but there's a song on here called You Should Probably Leave, and that was like immediately added to my iTunes library. That was a good one. Chris Stapleton. That's so to Dennis Nelson. Peter got the Hard Rock Heretics. Sherry Darnell wants the Dr. Dre, and David Tate wants the Luke Combs. Luke Combs wants the track listing. If Craig can't find it, I'll read them off in just a second because I can get more of those. That's a really good compilation. Hard rock, hair metal. Malice. This is a new release from Music on Vinyl. In this week, Malice, License to Kill, limited edition, 1,000 individually numbered copies on translucent blue vinyl. Additional backgrounds by Tommy Thayer of Kiss and Dave Mustaine, Megadeth, $38.99. Malice, License to Kill. The pre-order for that was Richard Davis, Ken Crooker, Jared Benoit, Brenda Medina, and Dwayne Sevilla. So if you pre-ordered that one, it's in, and it will be on your next invoice. There's one to John Mintzmoyer, and I've got 4 left. Malice, License to Kill. I've never had an OG of that record before. Boy, number 26. See what our other numbers are. Might got some low numbers for everybody. Yeah, 23, 33, 46, and 26. Probably everybody get a low number on that one. Motley Crue, Shout at the Devil. Motley Crue is $33.99. First ever vinyl pressing of the 40th anniversary, which I never did understand why they put that on there. Of course it's the first pressing of the anniversary edition. $33.99. $33.99 for Shout at the Devil. Finally got some more Motley Crues in. You saw the ones we had earlier. That's $33.99. Ken Crooker wants a Shout at the Devil. And Kevin Jordan wants a Malice. Malice. That is sold to Kevin Jordan. Okay, we have Ministry. Twitch is $38.99. Ministry Twitch is $38.99. And back in stock is the Lynyrd Skynyrd, pronounced Lynyrd Skynyrd, Analog Productions, 45 RPM. There was a couple people waiting on that. Michael Nath and Randy Scarborough. Those are $69.99. That's the 2LP Analog Productions 100% cut from the original master tapes of this classic album, 69.99. Dennis Nelson on Shout. That's Shout at the Devil. Michelle Phillips also wants a Shout at the Devil. And Alvo Dabney also wants a Shout at the Devil. I've got one copy left, one Leonard Skinner left, and one Ministry left. No waiting list for this record, and I only have one copy of it. It is Muddy Waters Folk Singer. That is also from Analog Productions. That is a single LP. I don't know if it's 45 or 33. I don't know if they marked those on here. I'm assuming a single LP, probably 33. But that is cut from the original Analog Masters Muddy Waters Folk Singer, $49.99. Stevie Ray Vaughan. This is The Sky's Crying. This is one of the few ones we did not have a waiting list, so there was no waiting list for this one. If you don't have it, then I've got one left, $49.99. That is Sky is Crying. Alvo Dabney wants to pronounce Leonard Skinner, and Paul Brothers is going to get the last copy of Motley Crue's Shout at the Devil. That's sold to Paul Brothers. Now, the next two, I've got two copies available, and there was a waiting list. This is Couldn't Stand the Weather. This is the 2LP. This is the 2LP, 45 RPM. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Couldn't Stand the Weather. And the waiting list for that one was Debbie Blair. Debbie Blair, I've already got you marked for one. $69.99. That is Couldn't Stand the Weather, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Analog Productions. I got two of those available. Also have Skies Crying and Muddy Waters. And Brandon Jackson wants Ministry. Sherry Darnell wants on the waiting list for Luke Combs, What You See. And that's also what Amy Hutchings just asked about. I only had one copy. I ordered one of every Luke Combs album for tonight, pretty much to take waiting list. So we've already sold one earlier to somebody, David Tate. And then Amy, let me know if you want one, and Sherry Darnell. This is Wednesday. We should have those in this week. Wednesday's a borderline, like, I don't know if they'll come in for this week's invoice or not, but it'll be close. Malice, License to Kill, $38.99. By the way, we got we had 14 boxes of new vinyl for tonight. That usually means about 14 crates. So I hope you like new vinyl. I've also got 4 crates of new vintage. 4 crates of new vintage, probably about tonight, actually ones we've got ready, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got about 7 crates of new vinyl. So 7 crates of new vinyl, 4 crates of vintage. We're probably not going to have many auctions going tonight, probably just here. But I do have some auctions that I'm going to pull. So Eric, Malice is $38.99. I now have 2 copies left. There's one for Scott Smith, Was the Muddy, 45 RPM. This is a single LP. I don't know if it's a 33 or 45. I don't know how you can tell on these. But it is a single LP, which usually is a 33. $49.99. Amy's okay with a waiting list. Do you ever get Hillbillies and Hill compilation? I've never seen that before. Eric S. also wants a copy of Malice. There's now 1 copy left. And we have Stevie Ray Vaughan, Texas Flood. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Texas Flood, $69.99. $69.99. That is Texas Flood. Now, that is a 2LP, 45 RPM. Stevie Ray Vaughan. By the way, these sound incredible. If you have the information, or if you have the equipment that can play back the analog information to you, then that is a great sounding record. Actually, with Dennis Nelson putting this back, we have 1 Shout at the Devil left. So this is our first crate tonight. We got a lot of new vinyl, a lot of restocks, and some stuff we haven't had before, some stuff we haven't had in a long time. First, we've got Velvet Revolver Contraband. That is Slash and Scott Weiland from STP. I can't name the other people, but I always mention those two. Kind of a super group. I have this album. I have listened to it. It is good. That's why we've sold so many of them. $49.99. Very difficult to find an original. Morgan Wallen, Dangerous, $49.99. That's a triple LP. Morgan Wallen, Dangerous, and Peter Tosh, Legalize It. Peter Tosh, $28.99. George Strait, The Pure Country Soundtrack, 25th Anniversary Edition, $33.99. Blackberry Smoke, You Hear Georgia, $36.99. Shout at the Devil. Shout at the Devil, Gary, was $33.99. I have 1 left. Stormtroopers of Death, Speak English or Die, 2LP, 30th Anniversary Edition, $31.99. Last copy of Malice, License to Kill. Was there a waiting list for SOD? No, there wasn't. Let's see. Tony Alejandro wants 1 each of the first 2 Stevie Ray Vaughan. Okay, so that was Skies Crying. I'm going to make sure this is right, Tony. You want Skies Crying, and you want Couldn't Stand the Weather. So I've got you down for Skies Crying and Couldn't Stand the Weather for Tony A. Tony Alejandro. Sherry Darnell. Sherry wants the Blackberry Smoke. Pull that for Sherry Darnell. That leaves one more copy of Couldn't Stand the Weather, Muddy Waters Folk Singer, and then 2 copies of Texas Flood. Those are Stevie Ray Vaughan. Now, Texas Flood, we had a waiting list. Kenneth Jank and Ron Phillips. Kenneth Jank and Ron Phillips, you was on a waiting list. Debbie Blair was on a waiting list for Couldn't Stand the Weather. We had like 5 people on the waiting list for the Vaughan brothers. I only got 1 more in, and the first person was Michael Church. So I only got 1 more in. That's Michael Church. Of course, Michael Nath. Randy, you got the Leonard Skinner. I read the Malice pre-order. The other stuff I hadn't got to yet. I can go ahead and say this. The King's X, Gretchen Goes to Nebraska. I got 12, and we had 12 pre-orders. That was Jay Condi, Greg Hagewood, Scott Sneese, Shane Berry, Scott Corcoran, Craig Proper, Rob Scheffler, James Bragg, Christopher Davis, Jeffrey Dunovit, Scott Joachim Stoller, and Patrick Lear. If you want that, I'll go get a copy in just a second and show it to you. If you know what that is, that's a new Music on Vinyl, limited numbered colored vinyl. They're $44.99. Joshua Lee Sparks wants a George Strait Pure Country soundtrack. And anybody else, I'm going to put up a first crate of new vintage arrivals. Let me do that right now. Crate of new vintage arrivals. Chad, I'll take the crew. If I'm not sure I was on the list, Vaughn Brothers. There is only 1 Vaughn Brothers that came in. I think you're on the list. If you want to make sure you are, let me know, because I have enough back ordered. For everybody who wants one. I'm just waiting for them to come in. Those Analog Productions titles are quite desirable. Gary Samuels got the Motley Crue. I'll tag that for him right now. Let's see. Is this top crate check condition? Yep. Let's start the night with some check condition, new vintage arrivals. Oh, man. Always great stuff in the check condition bins. I see everything from Dylan to the Grateful Dead in here and everything in between, like the Eagles and Joe Walsh and, wow, Elton John, Doors, Heart. Let's go ahead and show some of these. New vintage arrivals. Let me go see if I can find something. Let me go get one of our high-end bins or something behind the counter and see if I can pull some stuff out of there to auction. Let me go do that right quick. Give me about 5 seconds, everybody. Okay. First, let me see what I've got in this. I just brought up a high-end bin. I'm going to put some stuff up for auction, kind of reduce the price and just, get some stuff sold. First is a Blondie Parallel Lines original picture disc this is actually from 1978. I think the year the OG album came out. So Blondie Parallel Lines, I think that's technically the front of it. Nope, that says side 2, so that is the front of it. Usually I see that inside the sleeve that way. So, of course, if you don't know the story on picture discs, they're cool, they're playable, they're not the best sound quality. I mean, some of them are better than others. Some people's like, I've never noticed any sound quality. Of course, you may not have a sophisticated player. This is actually really nice. It's got the cardboard backer that came with it. The jacket's not bad either. And that's going to be a $25 start. That's Blondie Parallel Lines. That's the side that I usually see people have it displayed like that. But that's Blondie Parallel Lines, original 1978 picture disc, $25 start. And Whitney Houston, Whitney. This is OG Press, of course. Original inner sleeve. Very clean vinyl. That's a $25 start as well. I've already injured my finger again. I meant to wrap that up for the show. Oh, well. So, what did I say? $25 start. Whatever. I'll take either one. $20 or $25. You can bid whatever you want. First crate of new vintage arrivals. Brad's Brain wants a wait list for Gretchen Goes to Nebraska. That's a Music on Vinyl, numbered, limited, $44.99. I'll actually show it in just a second. We sold out of them. Okay, we have Heart. This is called Greatest Hits Live, which one side is their greatest hits and one side is live music. VG Plus, $24.99. Heart VG Plus $24.99. The first bin of vinyl I have tonight is all check condition stuff, meaning I'm going to tell you the grade. They're not EX Plus Near Mint Minus, but they're not bad either. The doors, absolutely live. That's a nice jacket. This jacket's known for having heavy ring wear. The vinyl is VG Plus $24.99. Absolutely live. VG Plus $24.99. Chuck Berry is on top. This is a 1959 mono VG Plus 100, $24.99. This album is considered higher grade for VG Plus. Usually an album that is absolutely trashed. Chuck Berry, Berry is on top. That's a VG Plus 124.99. Michael Nath, first on Heart. That's Greatest Hits Live. Joe Gabriel, you were second. We got bids on both auctions. Doc Smith first on Whitney at 20. Ryan Anderson was first on Blondie at 20. Randy, you were second. Sherry Darnell was first to the doors. John says, can I see the back of the doors and the price again? There's the back of it. I'll go ahead and show it to you, but Sherry was first to it. Uh-oh, it's some kind of rare variant that John knows about that's worth $10,000. That's sold to Sherry. Randy's at 22 on Blondie. Yeah, well, we were just talking. We had a couple customers in here at closing, and they's like y'all said, y'all need one of those banker, like, rubber things you put over your fingers. But until now, I'm okay. After School Session with Chuck Berry, a 1957 mono, VG Plus 149. I'm telling you, we're starting to peel back some of the layers from that Dallas collection. He has all kinds of blues and early rock and roll. Most of it's going to be check condition, but it's really early, great stuff like this. So if you're a collector of this kind of stuff, of course, hardly none of it is in mint condition. None of it hardly exists in mint condition, but there's some, man, I found that whole tub of blues records last night or 2 nights ago. I know I keep teasing y'all, but we're going to work on them eventually, I promise. The Judy's Washarama EX copy, $69.99. The Judy's Washarama EX copy, $69, not commie. Copy. Olay ELO, Electric Light Orchestra, EX copy, $12.99. Electric Light Orchestra. Olay ELO is essentially a compilation. What does this say? Mutant Cats from Hell. VG copy, $39.99. Mutant Cats from Hell. VG copy, $39.99. Okay, Blondie, 22. Blondie, 25. Blondie, 28. Blondie, 30. Whitney, Houston's now at 25. Doc Smith, you're out. Ken Frazier wants the Olay ELO. That's sold to Ken Frazier. Alvo, you were second. Blondie, 33. John, you were third on ELO. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. Elton John. This is a VG Plus $24.99. VG Plus $24.99. What a great album. Love Lies Bleeding. Funeral for a Friend. Candle in the Wind. Benny and the Jets. Gray Seal. All the Girls Love Alice. Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting. VG Plus $24.99. That's sold to Kirk Fields. Kirk Fields first on that. Stephanie Harder second. The Rolling Stones Some Girls. Unedited cover. VG Plus $54.99. Unedited cover. The vinyl is VG Plus $54.99. Galaxy by War. War is the name of the band. VG Plus $19.99. $19.99. This is War. Galaxy. VG Plus $19.99. Heart. Dreamboat Annie. A VG copy for $9.99. VG $9.99. Joe Walsh. So What? Joe Walsh is an EX copy. $16.99. And the Ozark Mountain Daredevils with hype sticker. If you want to get to heaven, one of their big hits. That's a VG copy, $12.99. Doc is back in on Whitney Houston at 26. Alvo Dabney wants Some Girls. That is right here, Some Girls. That's sold to Alvo Dabney. What's edited about the cover? They used a few pictures of some people they wasn't allowed to. I think Lucille Ball was one of them. You see there's all these different actors and actresses. They used some pictures without people's permission, and then they had to edit it. That's why some of them you see there's little colors of ink and like red, green. It looks really cool the way the colors when they fixed it up, but that's the story on that. They used some pictures without permission. I think one of them was Lucille Ball that they had to edit. Josh Ragland wants Ozark Mountain Daredevils. Randy is out on the Blondie and Judy's. The Judy's Washerama is EX $69.99. That is, I don't have any pressing details, but it's an EX copy, $69.99. Marilyn Monroe, Farrah Fawcett. That might have been two more, Marilyn Monroe and Farrah Fawcett. All right, the Columbia World Library of Folk and Primitive Music in EX copy, $17.99, conducted and edited by Alan Lomax. The Columbia World Library of Folk and Primitive Music, Lucille Ball. That's the one I know for sure, Lucille Ball. They used her picture without permission. I'm not for sure on the Marilyn Monroe and Farrah Fawcett, but that's highly possible. John Fogerty, center field, EX copy, $17.99. Paul Bill says he'll take the Judy's. There is only one pressing. There you have it. It's that pressing. Now sold to Paul Bill. And Hotel California, VG Plus, $24.99. Gatefold, VG Plus, $24.99. Hotel California. Colin Butler wants the Alan Lomax Primitive Music. Whitney, update on our auctions. Ryan says he's out. Doc Smith's at 26 on Whitney Houston. The name of this one's Whitney. It is an OG press. It has the inner sleeve with it. Nice copy. That's at $26, going twice, going 3 times. And then the Blondie picture disc. Ryan Anderson is the high bidder on this at $35. A couple people have set out. So that's going twice, going 3 times at $35. $35 and $26. The Best of the Doobie Brothers, a VG copy, $9.99. Best of the Doobies, VG, $9.99. ZZ Top, El Loco, EX. When I say EX, that's just a tick, a hair below not being in the check condition bin. So that looks like a really nice copy at first glance. Probably just has a couple scuffs and usual surface marks, $32.99. Tres Hombres, another ZZ Top. This is VG Plus, $24.99. For Tres Hombres, that's a VG Plus, $24.99. And Sugar Hill Gang, that's a label. No, I guess Sugar Hill is the label. Sugar Hill Gang, yeah. VG copy, 24. Wow, Rapper's Delight. I've never seen the album. That's a VG copy for $24.99. That's going to get grabbed very quickly. Yes, going for the one. VG copy, $9.99. Yes, going for the one. And the Beach Boys Endless Summer. The Beach Boys Endless Summer is a VG Plus, $14.99. Let's see. Ryan Anderson wants Tres Hombres. Stephanie Harder, you were second. That's sold to Ryan Anderson. And Doc Smith was first to Sugar Hill Gang. You can tell that caught me by surprise because I don't see too many of these. That's probably the first one I've ever had. That's sold to Doc Smith. Joe Gabriel second. Craig third. Colin fourth. Chuck Berry Matrix. Do you want both of those, Brent? There's 2 in here. There's an after school session and On Top. Let me know which one or if you want both of them. The Beach Boys Spirit of America. These are both Beach Boys comps that I recommend you buying both of them. You can tell they're very similar. $14.99 on Spirit of America, VG Plus, and Journey by John Simon with poster, VG Plus, $24.99 in shrink wrap. Jimi Hendrix Rainbow Bridge original motion picture soundtrack, a VG copy, $14.99. Just $14.99 for Hendrix. The vinyl is VG. Okay, auctions are sold. Whitney Houston is sold to Doc Smith for $26, and Ryan Anderson gets the Blondie picture disc for $35. Craig Thomas gets Jimi Hendrix. Let me go ahead and put up 2 new auctions. I'm pulling stuff out of the high-end bin. So let me see what I can find. Let's do the Superfly, and let's do Fleetwood Mac. Now, we've had this for a long time, and it was my job to test play it because Seth thought he caught a slight warp on it. And I will say, it does have like a 1%, it has like a 1% dish warp. And this is a MoFi, I repeat, a Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab pressing of Fleetwood Mac self-titled, which is not easy to get. Right down here, original master recording. MoFi pressing of Fleetwood Mac self-titled. Now, I'll listen to it. It does have a very, very light dish warp. It did not affect play on our turntable. I'm using a very kind of a higher-end music hall turntable, Ortofon cartridge. I think that's what's on it. No, it's not. I'm thinking about the one I have at home. I'm not for sure what kind of cartridge, but I didn't have any skips or jumps or any problems. This is a MoFi pressing of Fleetwood Mac self-titled. $50 start. $50 start on that. This is a new and sealed Curtis Mayfield Superfly red vinyl. We've had it marked for $50 since October. It's sealed. I could very easily put it on Discogs. I'm going to start it right now for $20. Curtis Mayfield Superfly, $20 start. That's a Rhino 2021 Start Your Ear Off Right red vinyl, $20 start. I think I'm going to drink me a Sprite, Tanner. I would love to have a cherry limeade. We might take a break, and I might have to go run to Sonic tonight. Get a lot of Sprite in my system. All right, so Curtis Mayfield, $20 start, and $50 start on the MoFi Fleetwood Mac. Wow, now that is good. I don't know who invented that, but they need a raise. The greatest of the Guess Who, a VG copy, $9.99. Working Man's Dead. This is an EX copy. EX for $44.99. Grateful Dead, The Working Man's Dead. EX, not bad whatsoever. About a VG Plus cover, $44.99. The Dead. John Mayall, Notice to Appear. EX copy, $19.99. Charlie Daniels Band, Full Moon. Charlie Daniels Band, Full Moon, $22.99, EX condition. Boz Scaggs, Silk Degrees, that's a VG Plus, $14.99. And Miles Davis at the Fillmore. Miles Davis at the Fillmore, VG Plus, $39.99. Miles Davis at the Fillmore. Okay, Curtis Mayfield, we had 20, then 25. We do have a $50 bid on Fleetwood Mac, 27 on Curtis Mayfield. Joe Gabriel on GW. That was the Guess Who. That's sold to Joe Gabriel. Curtis Mayfield, 29. Alan Totten, first on the Grateful Dead. And John Mayall sold to Tony Murphy. And Alvo, you were second on Grateful Dead. We got two bids at 30 on Curtis Mayfield. Miles Davis is still available. Blue Oyster Cult, Tyranny and Mutation. This is a VG Plus, $14.99. VG Plus, $14.99. Blue Oyster Cult. Rick Springfield, Wait for Not. Don't see that one too often. EX, $12.99. 1976, Rick Springfield, Wait for Not. Alice Cooper's Greatest Hits is a VG Plus, $19.99 on Alice Cooper's Greatest Hits. Randy Scarborough, first on BOC. Brandon Jackson was second. Sticker price on everything on this crate right now. Stiff Little Fingers, Nobody's Heroes. Stiff Little Fingers, Nobody's Heroes. This is a VG copy, $19.99. Stiff Little Fingers, Nobody's Heroes. Please go back in the sleeve. There it goes. All right. BOC, Brandon Jackson, you were second. Dennis out on Curtis Mayfield. Brian C., first to Alice Cooper. Jettits at 35 on Curtis Mayfield. And Craig Thomas wants Stiff Little Fingers. That's sold to Craig Thomas. Dale Cooper, you were second. Crosby, Stills, and Nash, CSN. This is an EX copy for $14.99. $14.99. The Who, Magic Bus. Very cool. VG Plus, $29.99. VG Plus, $29.99. The Who, Magic Bus. That's in shrink wrap. Alvo Dabney, you were second on Alice Cooper. Van Halen, self-titled. Their first album, VG copy, $19.99. VG, Van Halen self-titled. That is $19.99. Brad's Brain, we've already sold Sugar Hill Gang. Brad Moore, first to The Who. Nice copy. I think the last one of these we put up for auction. Nice jacket. Brad got a nice record there. John Young was second. And David Bowie, Let's Dance. That's a VG Plus, $24.99. Dale Cooper, first to Van Halen. And Bob Dylan, Bringing It All Back Home. Dylan is a VG Plus, $24.99. It is on the second label. Doc Smith is Miles Davis and OG. Let's see here. This album has a copyright date of what on it? Let me see here. It's not a new pressing, if that's what you're asking. This has a copyright date of, it doesn't say. Let's see if the label says. I don't think this is a 2i whenever it came out. But yeah, it's not a new pressing. VG Plus, $39.99. All right, let me run through that check condition bin one more time. Update on our auctions. We got one and only one bid on Fleetwood Mac. That is for $50 to Chris D. Lorenzo. That's a final call, the MoFi pressing. It has a very, very just light dish warp, like I said. I'm going to call it like 1%, 2% maybe. High bid on Curtis Mayfield Superfly. This is sealed. Start your ear off right. Red vinyl. Jetted has that for $35. And there's still some great titles left in here. Some fantastic stuff. We're going to have all new arrivals tonight, especially for part one, kind of like last night. So I hope you can stick with us. Okay, Brent, I did not read you the Chuck Berry Matrix. I was about to do that and I forgot. So Brent, I hope you're watching. I'll do it a couple times. Chuck Berry on top is 9. Boy, it's hard to read. 925-8. 925-8. It looks like Sullivan is written. The name Sullivan is written in the dead wax. Yeah, you can read it a lot better on side 2. 9259, not dash. 9259. 9259. And Sullivan is written in the dead wax, and that's a VG Plus 124.99, 1959 mono. And then the other one was After School Session, a 1957 mono. These also have really nice jackets, 149.99. Who got Sugar Hill Gang? Not me. Brad, your comment came in very, very late for that. There was about 5 people all over the Sugar Hill Gang, and then your comment came in like 5 minutes later, maybe 10 minutes later. So you were like 6th or 7th on that. Mutant Cats from Hell, VG copy, $34.99. War Galaxy, VG Plus, $19.99. Heart, Dreamboat Annie, that's a VG, $9.99. Joe Walsh, So What, EX, $16.99. John Fogerty Centerfield, EX copy of that, $17.99. The Eagles Hotel California, VG Plus, $24.99. Best of the Doobies, the Doobie Brothers, VG, $9.99. ZZ Top El Loco, EX, $32.99. Yes, Going for the One, that's a VG copy, $9.99. The Beach Boys Endless Summer, VG Plus, $14.99. And the Beach Boys Spirit of America, VG Plus, $14.99. Chris D. Lorenzo gets the Fleetwood Mac MoFi pressing for $50, and Jetted gets the Curtis Mayfield for $35. Those are both sold. John Simon, Journey, that's a VG Plus, $24.99, shrink wrap and poster. Charlie Daniels Band, Full Moon, EX, $22.99. Boz Scaggs, Silk Degrees, VG Plus, $14.99. Rick Springfield, Wait for Night, EX, $12.99. Edward Star Wars on JW. JW would be Joe Walsh, maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Edward. Crosby, Stills, Nash. David Bowie, Let's Dance. Bob Dylan. And Miles Davis at the Fillmore, surprisingly still available. VG Plus, $39.99. Alice Lowry on the Rick Springfield. I'm going to go grab a new crate of new vinyl for tonight. Lots of new vinyl for tonight. Lots of new vintage. That was our first bin. And a couple people now want the Miles Davis. Let me grab our next bin, and I'll make my way back over to the table. See what we got in here. We'll go through this one. It's kind of like 2/3 full, but we'll give it a shot. Let me see. Actually, yeah. Lots of AC/DC and Pink Floyd restocks tonight. Lots of AC/DC and Pink Floyd restocks tonight. So, Ryan, Darren, Doc, and, Tommy Green wanted Rick. That was for Rick Springfield. That's already sold. Alice was first, but it looks like Ryan Foster gets the Miles Davis. Ryan Foster. That is Miles Davis. Tony needs to put back the double Stevie Ray Vaughan, Skies Crying, and keep Skies Crying. So he only needs Skies Crying earlier from those. Okay, let me see what I've got in here. We've got some Lou Reed. I got a Scorpions Japanese pressing. Let's put these up for auction. 2 more auctions. I'm pulling stuff out of our high-end bin. Let's do Lou Reed live in Italy. Lou Reed live in Italy, a 1984 German pressing. Very nice. 1984 live in Italy. Very nice. And that is a $25 start. $25 start. Lou Reed, live in Italy. Lou Reed, live in Italy. That is a German pressing. I was trying to figure out where this was from. Yeah, this is a German pressing. Lou Reed, live in Italy. Is that a boot? This is not a boot. This is a 1984 German pressing. This is a $25 start. $25 start for Lou Reed, live in Italy. $25 start on that. And the Scorpions, this is called Fly to the Rainbow. Fly to the Rainbow, Scorpions. Very cool Japanese pressing, especially the artwork on here. Scorpions, Fly to the Rainbow. This is as far as Japanese vinyl, this is about an EX copy is what we graded it. It has the Japanese insert with it. Scorpions, Fly to the Rainbow. That's also going to be a $25 start. So $25 start on the Scorpions, $25 start on Lou Reed. Let's see here. Didn't Doc inquire about Miles Davis? He did, but also so did Darren Meyer. And no one really said anything. So usually I assume they were passing. Because I think Darren asked something and then maybe even made an offer. Best on both berries. Give me a second on that. I'll bring those back over here and do that. And we got a bid on Lou Reed and we got a bid on the Scorpions. Okay. Blackberry Smoke, the Southern Ground Sessions. This is 180 gram Orange Crush vinyl, $28.99. $28.99 for Blackberry Smoke, Southern Ground Sessions, $28.99. Sturgill Simpson, Metamodern Sounds and Country Music. That is $26.99. We got $25 on Lou Reed, and we have $25 on the Scorpions. Chris Stapleton, Starting Over, $42.99. Chris Stapleton, Starting Over, $42.99. Colin Butler wants a Sturgill Simpson. We have one of those left, one Chris Stapleton. We had one of those earlier. We sold two, and we got two Blackberry Smokes. Dave Matthews Band, Crash, $38.99. 20th Anniversary LP Remaster, $38.99 for Dave Matthews Band, Crash. Peter Gabriel, Live in Athens, 1987. Peter Gabriel is a 2LP half-speed master, $29.99. Peter Gabriel, Live in Athens, $29.99. Kraftwerk, Techno Pop. Got a couple more Kraftwerk tonight. That's on colored vinyl. Special edition colored vinyl, Kraftwerk, $28.99. Fred bid both. He bid 26 on both auctions. So Fred 26, and Robert is at 27 on the Scorpions. Iron Maiden, The Number of the Beast. Iron Maiden is $36.99. A restock of Lynyrd Skynyrd, Second Helping. Lynyrd Skynyrd is $33.99. Second Helping. Judas Priest Turbo. Judas Priest is $28.99. And Luke Combs. Now, I've never had this one. I think it's his most recent album, Getting Old. $39.99. Yeah, 2023. Luke Combs, Getting Old. That is $39.99. Shania Twain, that's self-titled, $33.99. And Casey Musgraves, Golden Hour. Casey Musgraves, that's on clear vinyl, $33.99. So Scorpions 27, Jet It first to Kraftwerk. Let's put Fred Carnell on a waiting list for Kraftwerk Techno Pop. That is the colored vinyl. David Tate wants the Luke Combs. That's sold to David Tate. If anybody else wants a copy, let me know. That's Luke Combs, Getting Old. Scorpions is at $30 with Fred Carnell. Lou Reed is at $26 with Fred Carnell. So Fred has both auctions, $26 on Lou Reed, $30 on the Scorpions. The Best of Big Star, 2LP, 45 RPM, $44.99, and Old Crow Medicine Show Remedy with the Tennessee State flag. Grammy award-winning album, 3 colored splatter vinyl. I think it's red, white, and blue. Tennessee colors, also the United States of America colors, $36.99. Okay, now I'm about to show you an album. If you're claiming one, you're getting a black vinyl copy, okay? To keep this very simple, because you may not be in our groups, you may have not posted on any pre-order, you may have no idea about this album. So just assume right now, if you're commenting, you're buying a black vinyl Metallica 72 Seasons. I have these available. So what happened was we posted a pre-order back in December. Back in December, we posted a pre-order for Metallica 72 Seasons. I don't want to get off my phone. Let me see if I can find my other phone right quick. But Metallica 72 Seasons, announced back in December, 5 months out, we posted a pre-order. I pre-sold. The pre-order was for purple vinyl. The pre-order was for purple vinyl. And I pre-sold like 72. And I ordered 200. I got a notification the other day that we were getting about, he said somewhere around 30, okay? So what I've told everybody is if you pre-ordered this album with us, and you're one of the first 30 people, you know how I go through and reply to everybody's comments? If you're one of the first 30, that's why I do that, by the way. That's why when I post pre-orders, I reply to people so I can keep in order who commented first, because sometimes this is what happens with new vinyl. They press stuff very limited, and we only get a certain amount. And that's what happens. So I posted another post saying we wasn't only getting but like 30 of the purple, and if you want a black, let me know. And then I emailed 2 or 3 different distributors, and I said, hey, go ahead and send me some black, because I had no black vinyl ordered, because I thought I figured them posting this 5 months out, they would realize the demand and they would press a lot more. But they literally have been, the way I understand, they've pressed a bunch and they still didn't make enough. So that's what's going on with that. Okay, so if you're commenting right now, I've got like 40 copies coming in that pretty much none are claimed on black vinyl. And so I'm going to have plenty by the time Friday rolls around, because I made a post earlier. I might even be out of those. So if you want to go ahead and put your name down for a black vinyl, I've got a small crate in the back, and I've got about 30 or 40 more being delivered later in the week. So that's the story on Metallica. I'm sure I'll have to explain that more briefly later tonight. Okay, let me get caught up now in the comments. Tanner, let's put Alan Jonathan down for Metallica. This is for black vinyl. Alan Jonathan, Joseph Zucker. Alvo Dabney is at 40 on Lou Reed. Bob Reiger on Metallica black vinyl. Amy Hutchings on Metallica black vinyl. Chad, I was late. How much was You Hear Georgia? That was $36.99. Misty Wires wants a Metallica black vinyl. Fred's out on Lou Reed. The high bid on Lou Reed is $40. Paul Brothers wants a Metallica black vinyl. They are $39.99. My bad. I hadn't told a price. Same price as purple. Same price. $39.99. $39.99. So Todd, let me know if you want one, or Greg Stone. Edward Star Wars wants a black vinyl. Paul Bill, yes. So there's a post. I'll make sure whoever's on the post gets those first, as far as black, and then anybody who comments tonight. Gary Samuel, Susie Breelove, and Brian C. Sorry I didn't name the price, $39.99. And Jerry Stone. But yeah, I also made a post. Well, I'm going to hop off the feed for just a second. Let me make sure I know where we're at on bids. Alvo Dabney has Lou Reed for $40. That's going twice, going 3 times. And Fred Carnell has the Scorpions. Wow, Scorpions Japanese press just at $30. Fly to the Rainbow. Is that what that says? Yeah, Fly to the Rainbow. $30 to Fred Carnell. That's going twice, going 3 times. So there is a post right here for black vinyl. And I do see everybody's comments. That was Floyd Furman, Susie, Michael Hackett, Matt Algram, George Buchanan, Jerry Stone. Some people's like, I'll take. And then, you know, if you're one of the first 30 people who pre-ordered it with me, then you're going to be getting one. Of course, I've got to keep one. Y'all know that. I definitely got to keep one. But we opened up the black one just a moment ago and started listening to it. So we got to hear it. We got to hear some of the tracks that hadn't been released yet. But very cool. Very cool. So, yeah, it sounds very good, too. Great stuff. So, I don't have any list yet because we don't have any of them in. I don't have them in yet. I've only got a few black right now. I'll do that closer to Friday. So, I'll do that closer to Friday. I think there was some claims before the Metallica. There might have been. I know I seen where Sherry Darnell wanted Old Crow. Okay. Did I miss anything else? Okay, so Sherry Darnell on the Luke Combs getting old waiting list. Sherry Darnell, I've got you down for an Old Crow. Is there anybody else? Is there anybody else? Yeah, there's only 4 tracks on Spotify until Friday morning. Or you can come here and I'll play it for you for $25. You can listen to it. I don't think I missed anything else. If I've missed something else, Michelle, I know I got Sherry Darnell, Remedy, and Luke Combs. Okay, Eric Church, Sinners Like Me, red vinyl. Eric Church is red vinyl, $33.99. James Taylor's Greatest Hits, $28.99. James Taylor's Greatest Hits, Something in the Way She Moves, Fire and Rain, Country Road, all those great James Taylor songs, $28.99. Let's go ahead and sell Alvo Dabney, the Lou Reed live in Italy. That's $40 to Alvo Dabney. We do have a new high bid on Scorpions now. Paul Brothers is at $35. $35. Genesis, A Trick of the Tail. This is on yellow vinyl. Genesis is $28.99. Pink Floyd, Obscured by Clouds, $33.99. Pink Floyd, Obscured by Clouds. I have 2 copies of that, $33.99. The official purple list will be read whenever I get them on hand. I've got to have them on hand before I can read the list of purple names. All you lucky purple people. The lucky purple people. This is exactly why Metallica bought their own pressing plant. Probably what happened is they probably got mad, and as rich as they are, they was like, screw this, we'll just buy our own pressing plant. They can't keep up with demand at these other places. So, I don't know if y'all know this, but Lars, Kurt, and James Hetfield are very wealthy individuals. They're probably combined worth well into the billions of dollars. So, they can afford buying their own pressing plant. Bill Walton wants Eric Church, Sinners Like Me. Fred Carnell back in on Scorpions at 36. Did I pull James Taylor for Alice Lowry? Alice Lowry wanted a James Taylor. I don't think I pulled that yet. And Eric Church went to Bill Walton. Okay. One more run through this bin before I do another crate of vintage. Blackberry Smoke, Southern Ground Sessions, $28.99 for Blackberry Smoke, Southern Ground Sessions. Last copy of Sturgill Simpson, Metamodern Sounds and Country Music. Blackberry Smoke is on orange vinyl. Orange vinyl, $28.99, by the way. Starting Over, Chris Stapleton, $42.99. Dave Matthews Band, $38.99. Crash, Dave Matthews Band, Crash, $38.99. Peter Gabriel, Live in Athens, $29.99. That is a half-speed master. And by the way, this has got some great music on it. He's doing Salisbury Hill, Sledgehammer, In Your Eyes. This is some good stuff on here. I own a copy of this myself. That is Peter Gabriel Live in Athens, $29.99. Craig Waits wants a Peter Gabriel. Craig, have you bought from us before? Craig Waits, maybe? Craig, I don't think I've said your name too many times. And Grant Peltzer wants a black vinyl copy of 72 Seasons. There's Lars. Boy, those are some good photographs. Those are some amazing photographs. Iron Maiden, Number of the Beast, a classic metal album, $36.99. Leonard Skinner, Second Helping, great stuff on here. Ballad of Curtis Lowe, Don't Ask Me No Questions, Sweet Home Alabama, Call Me the Breeze, $33.99. Paul Brothers on Peter Gabriel Live. Just to make sure we're clear, I'm number 20 on purple and want both colors. Misty, I got you covered. I hope that I have enough for at least the first 30. I should. Of course, I think I want one. Doug wants one. And if anybody claimed 2, I'm going to have to just give them 1 to be very fair. So I don't think anybody claimed 2 in that mix. But if they did, I'll work it out with them somehow. If you claim 2 and you were the first 30, I'll do something for you. But I can only give everybody 1. Judas Priest Turbo, $28.99. Judas Priest Turbo. Shania Twain, $33.99. Shania Twain. Golden Hour, Casey Musgraves. Now, I don't listen to a lot of new country, but I like this. Casey Musgraves Golden Hour, at least a few songs. $33.99. Second Helping to Alvo Dabney. Kirk James Lars net worth to combine is $850. $200 million. There you go. I knew it had to be close to $1 billion, if not more. I know they've done very well for themselves. Second helping was $33.99. Leonard Skinner is $33.99. Big Star, that's a 2LP, 45 RPM. That's a greatest hits, a Big Star, $44.99. James Taylor's greatest hits, $28.99. Genesis, A Trick of the Tail, $28.99. And Pink Floyd, Obscured by Clouds, $33.99. $33.99. So if you put Robert Trujillo in there, or however you say his last name, but that's just the individual net worth of them. What's the brand? What's Metallica worth as a brand? All the rights and the logos and the music, and it's got to be up there with the Beatles and Zeppelin and Floyd. Okay, we have a whole new bin of vintage arrivals I'm about to bring over here, and I can go ahead and tell you, this looks like some pretty darn good stuff, especially the stuff that, yeah, this is a really good crate. I saw a couple things that are quite common, but then I've seen some stuff that we don't see too often. Michelle wants a Sturgill Simpson. Oh, I thought you meant second helping. I thought that was second helping. Sturgill, let's see. Robert's around 30. Yeah, probably most of that is just since he's been in Metallica, probably what he's earned being with them. So, Trujillo, thank you, Brian. Yeah, Robert, he's been the longest bass player in the band, but of course he wasn't around when they was putting out all the multi-platinum albums. So, Sturgill Simpson. Sturgill Simpson is right in here. I thought she meant second helping, but she wants a Sturgill Simpson, $26.99. Okay, there is no Metallica list. By the way, final call on the Scorpions. Let me figure out where we're at. Paul Brothers is at 40. Sorry, I've let this drag out. We're now back to normal scheduled programming. Final call. Paul Brothers has this Japanese Scorpions Fly to the Rainbow, $40. $40. All right. Yeah, I'd say Jason Newsted. He, was on the Black album. I'm sure he gets a check in the mail every week, every month. He gets off that. Loggins and Messina, So Fine, $9.99. Loggins and Messina, So Fine, $9.99. Niles Lofgren. Niles Lofgren is $14.99. Niles Lofgren, $14.99. That is called self-titled, Niles Lofgren, $14.99. The Best of Cream, $34.99. This is the first time I ever heard Cream was on this record. And of course, it's got all of the great songs on it, $34.99. $34.99. The Rolling Stones, mono, Between the Buttons, 67 mono. 67 mono, Between the Buttons, $49.99. Very clean, too. The cover is about VG Plus. That's a 67 mono. That's the way you want the Rolling Stones. $49.99. Okay, let me take a quick pause, make sure I didn't miss anything in here. Yeah, I forgot James got a divorce, so he probably did lose a few bucks, didn't he? The James Taylor was not MoFi. That was a standard remaster, not MoFi. The vinyl condition on Scorpions is EX, Fred Carnell. I knew you were the backup bidder. Paul has this for $40. It has some scuffs on side 1. Track 1, side 2, track 1. It has some scuffs. That's $40 with Paul Brothers. Going twice, going 3 times. Alvo Dabney, first on Cream. That's sold to Alvo Dabney. Ryan Foster, first on the Rolling Stones. All new vintage arrivals here. Rough Mix, Pete Townsend and Ronnie Lane. I've never seen a photo on the cover like that. $14.99. I've never seen one like that. $14.99. Fred's back in on the Scorpions at $41. Sweetwater, $19.99. Sweetwater Melon, white label promo. That is $19.99. This is not Atomic Rooster. That's the first thing I think of, but it is not Atomic Rooster. Who is this? This is, let me check the label. It's $24.99. Let's see here. This is called Ambergris. Ambergris. Ambergris self-titled. That is $24.99. Ambergris, self-titled. All righty. Sorry, I had to check the label on that one. I forgot. It's hard to see on the spine. Susie says she'll take the rooster. Okay. Paul's out on this. Let me go ahead and sell this to Fred Carnell for $41. That's sold to Fred Carnell for $41. Alan Jonathan, you got a black copy of Metallica. Yes. Jackie Wilson, solid gold. Jackie Wilson is $19.99. First track is Higher and Higher. Jimmy Hodgkins wants Townsend and Lane. You know how many copies of this I've had? Hundreds. Usually this part here isn't on the cover. It's just the rest. It looks like that all over the cover. So that's sold to Jimmy Hodgkins. Miles Davis, The Man with the Horn, $29.99. Hall and Oates, Daryl Hall and John Oates, self-titled, $24.99. $24.99. John, we have already sold the Rolling Stones. That might be some kind of rare variant. I've never seen that. I don't know if John noticed it or maybe he looked it up and it's worth the same. I don't know. Ryan Foster on Miles Davis. Ryan Foster on Miles Davis. The Jeremy Spencer Band, Flea, Gold Stamp Promo, $19.99. Flea, F-L-E-E, Jeremy Spencer Band, $19.99. Ricky Skaggs, Country Boy, $14.99. Going back to this one, that's one we don't get as often. Hall & Oates, I think that's their first album. The Jam, $29.99. The Jam, Mr. Clean, promo copy. Also, To Be Someone and English Rose, a 12-inch EP on Polydor. The Jam, $29.99. Let's put up a couple more records, a couple more auctions. We've got Buffalo Springfield and Kate Bush. Now, due to Stranger Things, the demand for this album skyrocketed. This is called Kate Bush, Hounds of Love. This is a very nice copy, near mint. It's got the original inner sleeve with it. Cover's very nice, just a little bit of a bump here. And this is an 85 Columbia House pressing. We're going to start that for $35. Kate Bush, Hounds of Love. Very clean copy, $35. I'm pulling stuff out of the high-end bin and reducing it. Buffalo Springfield, I'm going to put this up for a $20 start. This is their first album. It's not a first press because the first press don't have probably their most popular song, which is For What It's Worth. Stop people, what's that sound? Hey everybody, what's going down? That song, that's Buffalo Springfield. So this is a 68 reissue. Very clean copy though, $20 start. $20 start. Neil Young, Stephen Stills, etc. $20 start on that. $35 on Kate Bush. The Tarney Spencer Band, Run For Your Life. I don't think I've ever seen one with green lettering like that. We got some odd cover variants in here. This is a gold stamp promo, $14.99, Tarney Spencer Band. Exile on Main Street, the Rolling Stones, $119.99. A 1972 PRC press with all 12 unpunched postcards. Wow, this looks very nice. Exile on Main Street, $119.99. 1972 PRC press with all 12 unpunched postcards. Rolling Stones Black and Blue, $34.99. Rolling Stones Black and Blue, $34.99. And the Michael Schenker Group, Assault Attack. Assault Attack is $19.99. Also a gold stamp promo. Simon & Garfunkel, Sounds of Silence. Looks like a foreign pressing. It is a 1966 UK first press. Very nice. $29.99. The Sounds of Silence, Simon & Garfunkel. That's probably my favorite studio album by them. Okay, Buffalo Springfield, 20. Kate Bush, 35. Kate Bush, 35. Kate Bush, 35. Alvo Dabney Does Want the Stones. Exile on Main Street. That's sold to Alvo Dabney. Alan Jonathan wants the Michael Schenker Group. That's sold to Alan Jonathan. And Alvo was elaborating his comment. Okay, so first to Kate Bush was Edward Star Wars. He's at 35. Jedit, you're out. That's 35. Going once, going twice. Only one bidder on Buffalo Springfield. That's Josh Ragland. Josh is at $20. That's going once, going twice. Going once, going twice. More Creedence Gold. $34.99. More Creedence Gold, $34.99. That is a Creedence Clearwater Revival compilation. Hate Tonight, Run Through the Jungle, Fortunate Son, all those great songs. Cosmos Factory, this is one of their studio albums. Creedence Clearwater Revival. And by the way, Kate Bush, I don't know if I mentioned it, I said she got popular after Stranger Things. It's because of this song, Running Up That Hill, I Deal With God, which was, I guess, to most people under the age of 30, you did not know about that song until you heard it in one of your most popular favorite TV shows, right, Tanner? Just like that's what Stranger Things does. They expose a young generation to an entire world of music that they are unknown to. Brent Rabley on Simon & Garfunkel. I was watching Rick Beato last night go through the top 10 Spotify of all of today's current top 10 music. And I don't know if y'all know who Rick Beato, very popular YouTube guy who's a music theorist. And he's just like, man, this stuff coming out today, he don't really disrespect it, but he's like, it's just so simple. It's just so dull. It's just not a lot of great music coming out. There is some. You got to get deep. You got to get beyond the mainstream. You got to get into the indie stuff or the stuff that they're not really pushing. There's some great music out there, but you got to find it. So, Cream Off the Top. Cream Off the Top, $34.99. Cream Off the Top, $34.99. That is a Cream. It's sort of a compilation, $34.99. I guess that's what that is. Eric Clapton featuring Ginger Baker and Jack Bruce, Rockin' on the Road. So Eric Clapton featuring Jack Bruce and Ginger Baker. Wouldn't that be Cream? Historic in Concert Series, $34.99. Goodbye Cream. This is Cream last studio album. That is an RSO reissue, $34.99. Okay, so Brent Rabley got Simon & Garfunkel. Dennis Nelson was second. We had 38 on Kate Bush, 22 on Buffalo Springfield, 40 on Kate Bush, another 40 on Kate Bush, 41 on Kate Bush, 45 on Kate Bush, 45 again on Kate Bush. So 2 bids on Kate Bush. Edward was in first at 45. Jedit, you're out. And Buffalo Springfield is at 22 with Ken Frazier. Ken Frazier's at 22. Kate Bush, 47. And Buffalo Springfield, 24. Okay, back to the bin. Yes Songs Yes is $39.99. Yes Songs Yes, $39.99. The Cream, The Story of Cream Volume 2. Wow, lots of Cream tonight. This is some kind of UK compilation as well. $34.99. $34.99. And Cream Wheels of Fire. We got them all. I think we're just missing Disraeli Gears. Cream Wheels of Fire, $34.99. That's a very nice looking RSO reissue, $34.99. Jeff Holes at 24 on Buffalo Springfield. Jedis the high bidder on Kate Bush at 47. And let me pull out the 2 Chuck Berrys. Brent, I kind of forgot about those. My best price on those tonight would be, let's see, that would be $275. I would do $250 for both of them. $250 for both of these. Very nice copies. Look at the spines on them. To be 1957 and 1959 monos. I mean, the vinyl's one thing being VG+, but these are extremely nice. They're very nice covers on these early first press Chuck Berry albums. I'll take the first 2 Creams and the last one. Okay, that was... I'm going to make sure this is right. You want Cream Off the Top, this live one, and you want Wheels of Fire. Gloria, let me know if that's not right. I've got you down for Wheels of Fire, Rockin' on the Road, and Cream Off the Top. Let me know if that's right, Gloria. Kate Bush, Columbia. Kate Bush is a 1985 Columbia house pressing. 1985 Columbia house pressing. We have another person out on Buffalo Springfield, so Jeff Hull. This is a 68 reissue. It does have the track For What It's Worth on it. That is $24 to Jeff Hull. Going twice, going 3 times. No Wheels. No. Wheels, yes. You had 2 earlier in the bin. I did. Let's see. Those might have got grabbed. Oh, I had... Okay, you might just have to tell me at this point because now they've got out of order. So let me just read you the titles, and then you can let me know in short term. Something might have already got bought. So I've got Goodbye, Story. Well, that was already sold. Off the Top, Rockin' on the Road, Wheels of Fire. The Allman Brothers at the Fillmore. $34.99. Very nice copy. Capricorn, $34.99. Gloria wants Goodbye. Allman Brothers Eat a Peach in shrink wrap. Wow. We got some great stuff tonight. Red Polydor label, $34.99. She wants Off the Top. Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits, $34.99. Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits, $34.99. And Wheels. Okay, I think that's the ones. No, I didn't have Goodbye for you. Okay, so and Wheels. I did have it wrong. We got it right now. We got it right now. Josh Ragland first to Eat a Peach. We can go ahead and for sure pull that for him. Gloria, you were next on Allman Brothers. Eat a Peach is sold. Josh was first, but we do have Fillmore if you want it. And Gloria was first to Bob Dylan. Edward was second on Eat a Peach. Let's go ahead and tag Jeff Hull with the Buffalo Springfield for $24. Brent has made a counter, $225 on the Chuck Berry's. $250, I think is what I said, after I've already came down. Keep that in mind. So that means we've got to meet in the middle at $245. $245. Elvis Legendary Performer Volume 3. That is a sealed copy, $24.99. Elvis Legendary Performer Volume 2, $14.99. Porgy and Bess, Ella and Louie. That's Ella Fitzgerald and Louis Armstrong on the black Verve label. That's a 1965 mono, $49.99. So Gloria, you can still get Allman Brothers if you want it. Let me know. Doc Smith wants Porgy and Bess. That's sold to Doc. And Mothers of Invention, absolutely free, $64.99. Blue Verve label. Frank Zappa, The Mothers of Invention, $64.99. If you pre-ordered Metallica with us, if you got a purple one, if you were the first 30 people approximately, you're going to be getting one. If not, I only have black. But if you do want a black, if you're okay with the colored vinyl, I'll do, those are available for $39.99. $39.99. The Mothers of Invention, the best of the Mothers, Mother Mania, a very, very nice one, $64.99. $64.99. Mothers of Invention. And Frank's Mothers of Invention, never seen that one before. Looks like one of those old Monster magazine covers. This is an unofficial. That is an unofficial, $34.99. All right, so Doc Smith got Porgy and Bess. Clint Howard put his name down for Metallica Black, 72 Seasons. Josh Ragland says he's going to pass on the Allman Brothers Eat a Peach, so tag that for Gloria instead. Next, we're going to sell these two Chuck Berry albums to Brent Rabley, who's going to be very happy with them at $237. Those are sold to Brent Rabley for $237, both of those. And if you're okay with this, Tanner, I'm going to go ahead and sell Jedit Kate Bush for $47. Jedit got the Kate Bush for $47, and Jeff Hull got the Fillmore. It's a second label, but look how nice of a cover, and look how nice this is. Jeff got a very nice copy there. Where's all the Frank Zappa buyers at? Allman Brothers, Enlightened Rogues, $19.99, and Pat Benatar, 7 the Hard Way. Pat Benatar is $14.99. 7 the Hard Way. If I didn't get purple, make sure I get a black for Eric Fisher. Okay, we'll go ahead and put your name down. I'll have to do some purging and figuring out what's going on with who's getting what, but I'll make sure by the end of Friday, if anybody wants a black, you'll get it. I'll probably need to go ahead and order some more. A lot of people ready to listen to that new album. $237 for the 2 Chuck Berries. Sherry Darnell wants Almond Brothers and Lighten Rogues. Okay, I'm just going to read the titles very quickly in this bin before I grab a new one. Loggins of Messina, So Fine. Niles Lofgren, Self-Titled. Sweetwater Melon. Jackie Wilson, Solid Gold. Daryl Hall and John Oates, Self-Titled. I think that's their debut album. Jeremy Spencer Band, Flea. Ricky Skaggs, Country Boy. The Jam. If anybody wants any prices, let me know. The Tarney Spencer Band. The Rolling Stones, Black and Blue. More Creedence, Gold. Cosmos Factory, also by Creedence. Yes, Yes Songs. Eric Clapton, Rockin' on the Road. The Cream, The Story of the Cream, Volume 2. Elvis, Legendary Performer, Volume 3, Picture Disc. Sealed, unopened. Elvis, Legendary Performer, Volume 2. Absolutely Free, Mothers of Invention. The Best of the Mothers of Invention. Frank's Mothers of Invention. And Pat Benatar, 7 the Hard Way. That was $14.99. If anybody wants any prices in there, please let me know. I'm going to go ahead and do a little condensing. Was that just our second bin of vintage? Wow, we've had some great stuff tonight. Absolutely great stuff. I'm not bragging on my own records, am I, Tanner? Sounds like I am. Sounds like I am. I'm okay. Absolutely Free was $64.99. That's my job. I got to hype up stuff. Otherwise, this would be a boring, lame show. Nobody would watch. They'd be like, this place sucks. They tune in, though. Hopefully. Otherwise, we're in trouble. Okay. New vinyl. I'll get to those other comments in just a second. We have U2 War. This is new and sealed. New and sealed. $31.99. New and sealed U2 War. $31.99. That is a restock we had a couple weeks ago. Sunday Bloody Sunday, New Year's Day, 40. That is $31.99. And Genesis, this is called Selling England by the Pound. That is a limited edition clear vinyl. That is a 2023 Start Your Ear Off Right. Selling England by the Pound. $31.99. Pink Floyd, The Endless River. This is a 2LP import. Heavyweight 180 gram vinyl. Gatefold sleeve. Full color inner bags. And a 16-page 275 millimeter by, you can tell it's import. It's got millimeters. $54.99. That's Pink Floyd, The Endless River. Okay, we have Charlie DeFrank wants to see the Spencer label. That's the Tarney Spencer. Let me pull that right quick. And then Susie wants the Elvis picture disc. Let me pull that. So we have, that's sold to Susie Breedlove. Spencer label, Tarney Spencer. This is A&M Records. It's actually got a promotion A&M not for sale stamp on the back. And that's $14.99. Let's see here. Creedence Cosmos. That was $34.99, John Ambrosic. $34.99 on Cosmos Factory. Bennett Williams, glad to see you're tuning in. Hope you're enjoying it. He was here earlier at the store. Fred Carnell, U2. That is sold to Fred Carnell. Rich Russo on Genesis. And Chris Kirkley, if it's okay, I'll put your name down on a waiting list for that. Rich Russo was first. I've got 3 copies of some absolutely fantastic, great music here. Sly and the Family Stone's greatest hits, $38.99. I Want to Take You Higher, Everyday People, Dance to the Music, Sing a Simple Song, Thank You for Being My Friend. That is $28.99. Chris Kirkley is good for the Genesis waiting list for that album you just picked up. Mike Cochran says he'll take the Tarney Spencer Band. That's only if Charlie DeFrank passes. If Charlie passes, that's sold to Mike Cochran. We have REM, Life's Rich Pageant, $33.99 for REM. And John Mellencamp, the best that I could do. That is his greatest hits. Pink Houses, Jack and Diane. I Was Born in a Small Town. I'm sure we've all heard those. $44.99 for John Cougar Mellencamp's greatest hits. That's a 2LP remaster. It is time for 2 new auctions. And that is going to be these right here. That is going to be these two right here. I'm pulling some stuff out of the high-end bin. We have, never mind the Bullocks, here's the Sex Pistols. Our air conditioner just kicked off, so it's probably going to sound a lot quieter. I probably won't appear like I'm yelling anymore. Our air conditioner here is loud. I have to feel like I'm yelling. So this is an original 1978 picture disc from the Sex Pistols. You can tell it's been in this plastic for a while. That is the original plastic. Yeah, it's mint, unplayed. So this is the original picture disc that came out same year as the album did. This is going to be just a $25 start. I've had it in the high-end bin for a little while. I'm clearing a few things out tonight since I didn't have any Japanese stuff ready, and these are all auctions. $25 start on the Sex Pistols. There's the cardboard backer that came with it. Actually, they got two pieces of cardboard in there. Free cardboard. There's the jacket, and that is a 1977 or 78. John put 78. So is that US or UK? 78 UK. I think that album came out in 77. So you get what I'm saying, though. It's an older pressing. Maybe not. I guess there is no OG picture disc, but that's got to be pretty close. David Bowie. We've had new vinyl copies of this not too long ago that I put on sale. This is an OG. Ziggy Stardust, the motion picture, David Bowie. Ziggy Stardust, the motion picture, David Bowie. This is a 2LP, Ziggy Stardust. This is a $25 start as well. That's a mint copy from the Bowling Green collection. Very, very nice. Back up to the top. Charlie and Frank passed, so that means Mike Cochran got the Tarney Spencer. Sly and the Family Stone. One sold to Paul Brothers, one sold to Jeff Hull. Yeah, great stuff. I could listen to this. Anytime there's a copy laying around, I put it on the turntable. Edward Star Wars first to REM. Edward Star Wars first to REM. And we have Chris Kirkley. I almost said Chris Mellencamp. Chris Kirkley wants John Cougar Mellencamp. I've only got one copy of this. If anybody else wants one, we'll take a waiting list. They'll be in before the end of the week. I know that for sure. So there's one for Chris Kirkley. Paul Brothers first on the waiting list. Edward Star Wars gets the first Sly and the Family Stone. Now the bids on the Sex Pistols. 25, 25, 30, 30. Ziggy Stardust, 25. Sex Pistols, 35. Alan Case also on the Mellencamp waiting list. And 45 on the Sex Pistols. Okay. Now, I don't know if Austin Cauldron's watching, but Austin, I know you said you wanted a copy of this. I went ahead and ordered one. It's the only one I can get. The U.S. is not in print, but they still are in print in the U.K., so that's an import, and that's why it's $54.99. Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell, the first album with Ronnie James Dio on vocals. Great stuff here, $39.99. This is the expanded edition that has a bonus LP of rarities and live versions. Boy, the first time I listened to Children of the Sea, it sent shivers up my spine. You should see some of the reaction videos on YouTube. People listening to that song for the first time. Oh my gosh. Rubber Soul Remaster, $36.99. That is in stereo. I'm looking through you. If I Needed Someone. Drive My Car. Norwegian Wood. You Won't See Me. Nowhere Man. That is $36.99. $36.99 for Rubber Soul. I've got a couple other Beatles here. Let me skip over that. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill is $36.99. All right, Sex Pistols 45. David Bowie 30. David Bowie 31. Arm Lazelle wants the Pink Floyd. We'll go ahead and sell that to Arm Lazelle. I don't know if Austin's watching. If not, I can get him another. J. Key wants the Heaven and Hell Black Sabbath. It is. I do have more of these in stock right now. $39.99. I need to go ahead and order some more before they go out of print or out of stock. That would be disastrous. $39.99 for Ozzy. If Richard, if you want one, they'll be in before the end of the week. Ziggy Stardust is at 33. So the Sex Pistols has stalled out. John Humphreys at 45. That's going twice, going three times. That's the Sex Pistols, never mind the Bullocks, 1978 picture disc. Also with the Beatles, we have Hard Day's Night, and we have Help. All great stuff. Rubber Soul, Hard Day's Night, and Help. Those are all $36.99. I was getting low on Metallica Ride the Lightning, so here's a restock. Metallica Ride the Lightning, $31.99. Metallica Ride the Lightning remaster. #1 thrash metal album of all time, according to Decibel Magazine, For Whom the Bell Tolls. That's all you need to know. For Whom the Bell Tolls is on there. Of course, Fade to Black, Ride the Lightning, Creeping Death, $31.99. Let's see. David Bowie, 35. Jerry Stone wants Hard Day's Night. And Brandon Jackson wants a Ride the Lightning. Sean says, now that's Metallica right there. It's hard to beat that. I agree. A restock of Pink Floyd. Now right here is Pink Floyd. Wish You Were Here, $38.99. Sean, You Crazy Diamond, Welcome to the Machine. Have a Cigar, which for years I thought was Roger Waters. That's not even a member of Pink Floyd singing on that song. I forgot who it is. It's not Roger Waters, though. That's who I thought it was for years. $38.99. And then, of course, Wish You Were Here. Huge. Very popular. David Bowie, 38. And I think we've reached peak audience viewer for the night. I looked down just a second ago, and we had 240 viewers on both platforms. It's 219 now. But I want to let everybody know the schedule for the rest of the week. This is Wednesday. We're doing this again Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So 3 more sales this week. We're going to be on tonight for a good bit. And then if you're watching for the first time, it's very easy to buy. Very easy to buy. Just claim whatever you want. We'll pull it for you. We'll tag your name on it. We'll invoice you on Monday. So that's very easy. You can bid on whatever you want. You can buy. I don't know if there's anybody new watching right now, but if you are new, welcome. It's very easy. Don't be afraid to buy anything. I promise you, I don't buy it. And we'll sell you records. You can be welcome to the family, as Vito Clorioni would say. Let's see here. Ziggy Stardust is at 40. Let's see here. Ziggy Stardust is at 40. We have Jerry Stone needs to put back Hard Day's Night. Edward Star Wars needs to put back REM. That's not good. We just went 2 records backwards. I need to sell something now. I did not get any more Hellstorm in. Joe Ives, if you send us a message, let me know, and send us a message if you have. We will get that fixed for you in the next 24 hours. But he said he will take a Lauryn Hill. Fred's out on David Bowie, and David Bowie is at 40 on Ziggy Stardust. So that's the high bid. We can go ahead and sell the Sex Pistols. We can go ahead and sell the Sex Pistols, and that was to John Humphrey, and he's at $45 on that. Sent it yesterday. Yeah, you have to give us, I told somebody yesterday, 24, 48 hours after you send if you need an invoice correction. We will get it fixed, though. We have some people who send a message, and then right after they send their message, they call the store, and then they call the business line or the business cell line, and then they text the business cell line, and then they send a Facebook message and then 2 more emails. They really want to make sure we know that they need an invoice correction. But we usually get that, and we usually fix it. Okay, this is called Hear the Beatles Tell All, which is in the format of a picture disc. This is on VJ Records. See this picture disc here? Let me take it out of the plastic so you can see it a little bit better. So this is that one you see all the time, Hear the Beatles Tell All. This is a picture disc version from 1978, right during the peak season of popular picture disc. And that is a $5 start. This is a Beatles interview picture disc. $5 start. You heard me correctly. $5 start on that. Okay, let's see here. There's the 2 records that was put back, which was Hard Day's Night and REM. We have Pink Floyd, Adam Hart Mother. Pink Floyd, Adam Hart Mother is $34.99. And Luke Combs, what you see is what you get. Luke Combs is $33.99. AC/DC. Boy, the lenticular on that one is really active. See how the rocks explode? Rock or bust, AC/DC, $31.99. Let me see if I missed anything. Let's see. John Young says 240 viewers, 100 of those are me on multiple. John Young and Craig have like laptops, tablets, iPads, cell phones, Windows 95 operating, trying to get the best connection. The Beatles 5, the Beatles 15, Jimmy Ball on Adam Hart Mother. Jimmy Ball and Adam Hart Mother. Amy Hutchings wants AC/DC, and so is Jerry Stone. Well, Amy put LLC, which is Limited Liability Corporation. but I think she meant AC/DC rock or bust. Is that right? There's one for Amy. There's one for Jerry. We already have a $15 bid on the Beatles. Ivan was in first. Let's see. That was the Luke I wanted earlier. Okay, Amy Hutchings. So, Luke, I've got this pulled for you, Amy. If anybody else wants one, let me know. That is him. Paul Brothers. Sly and the Family Stone was $28.99. Paul Brothers on the wait list for AC/DC Rock or Bust. And she said not AC/DC. Oh, that was Luke Combs. Okay, so Tanner, Jimmy Ball got the Adam Hart mother. Amy Hutchings got the Luke Combs, and that means AC/DC goes to Jerry Stone and Paul Brothers. Now we got it fixed. I do still have AC/DC live at River Plate. Yes, I do. The Essential Johnny Cash, 2 LP, 28 tracks. The Essential Johnny Cash, $36.99. And Pantera, History of Hostility. This is 9 killer Pantera tracks, $28.99. Includes Cowboys from Hell and I'm Broken and Walk and Cemetery Gates, $28.99. Okay, so the David Bowie can be sold. That's going to go to Mr. Jimmy Ball. Jimmy, the other night I was talking bad about Pharmacist when Seth was here, so I hope he wasn't watching. Jimmy Ball gets Ziggy Stardust for $40. And final call on the Beatles Tell-All picture disc. This is sold, or excuse me, not sold. High bid is to Ivan for $15. High bid is to Ivan for $15. James Bragg wants the Pantera. I only have one of these. If anybody else wants one, let me know. The Yellow Submarine album remaster, $36.99. And U2 Pop. U2 Pop is $36.99. U2 Pop, $36.99. I'm pretty sure I called Pharmacist Fragile People. But I was just messing with Seth. I wasn't talking about you. AC/DC live at River Plate. I have it right here, $56.99. That's a triple LP on red vinyl. Triple LP on red vinyl, AC/DC live at River Plate. I've got one left if you want it, Jason Dobb. U2 Pop is sold to Chris Kirkley. All right, let me go through this crate one more time. Jason Dobb wants the AC/DC. Did you go and watch the YouTube? Go watch Highway to Hell AC/DC live at River Plate. I don't see how the stadium didn't cave in. There's like 110,000 people there jumping up and down. This is sold to Ivan Villavenicio for $15. Here, the Beatles Tell-All picture disc. I feel like that's a pretty cool deal for such a neat-looking record. Yeah, Hell's Bells. That is great stuff. I'm going to go through another bin of vintage right now. Right now. I seem to recall you said pharmacists only work about 5 hours a week. Yeah, that's something else. And then David said, my daughter's a pharmacist and she works 50 hours a week. U2 War. This is what happens when you try to insult somebody. It affects a whole group of people. U2 War, $31.99. Jared, those shipped out yesterday. That means I should have them for tomorrow night's show. $31.99 for U2 War. Still got 3 of those. Rubber Soul. I can't hype up the Beatles enough. Now, if this was an OG copy, it had already been gone. $36.99 for Rubber Soul. Help is $36.99. Ride the Lightning, $31.99. Wish You Were Here. I feel like I've sold everybody watching at least one copy of it. Hard Day's Night, $36.99. REM is $33.99. Adam Hart Mother, $34.99. The Essential, Johnny Cash, $36.99. The Yellow Submarine is $36.99. And U2 Pop, $36.99. Susie has a whole collection of animal-themed artwork. She bought a rooster earlier. One night she commented, she just said cow or cow album. She just wants all the stuff of animals on the front. You need Pink Floyd animals, even though there's not any animals on the cover except for the little tiny pig. The little tiny pig flying over the Westinghouse, whatever that place is, the Westinghouse power plant. Okay, let's go through the next crate of vintage stuff, which I'm sure some of y'all are on the edge to see. We got a wide diversity crate here. I'm seeing everything from classic rock to like, I guess that's easy listening, what I just seen. Wow, and the Runaways. Woo. Is this what is this? We got some stuff here I might need to put up for auction. I've never seen those. They look like unofficials, but some jazz, and yeah, interesting crate. All right, I was going to put this one up for auction, but because we auctioned one just last night, I think, but this one has a couple dings on the corner, so. All right. Gloria wants help. I need somebody. Not just anybody. Let's see what happened to help. All right, that's sold to Gloria. Monk. Looking for some Theonius Monk. You're not the only person. I've had 2 other people ask me this week, where's all of your Monk records? So I ordered a couple new ones, but I don't have a lot of Monk. Did I miss Pink Floyd Obscured by Clouds? Yeah, that was in the last bin, wasn't it? Pink Floyd Obscured by Clouds is $33.99, J-Mac. Did I not show that earlier? I haven't had this in a long time. Did I overlook that one? Obscured by Clouds, remaster. I haven't had that one in a while. $33.99. $33.99. I was going to ask if you have Led Zeppelin get a LZ. I think you mean Leonard Skinner. I do not have that right now, but I can get you one because I am sold out. Jimmy Ball wants an Obscured by Clouds, and I guess J Mac, let me know if you want one. But yeah, I guess I forgot to show that in the last bin of new vinyl. There's one for Jimmy Ball. I'll lay the other one over there if he wants it. $33.99. Okay, new vintage arrivals. Let me see if I've got anything else. This is a Runaways picture disc from Rhino. Runaways picture disc from Rhino. Wow, that's weird. Now that is something I've never seen before. This side is black vinyl, I'm assuming, and that side's a picture disc. Whoa, I didn't know they could do that. Interesting. $25 start. Wow. Has anybody ever seen that before? I didn't know that. I don't know how they did that. Okay. We have the Blue Sky Boys, $12.99. The Blue Sky Boys, $12.99. Toby Grimm, there are more Grand Funk collected coming in. They'll be here Friday. I have a waiting list. They'll be in Friday. There was like several people on a waiting list, and I think I got 1 or 2 extras to sell. Rye Cooter, Get Rhythm, $19.99. Rye Cooter, Get Rhythm, gold stamp promo, $19.99. The Who's Next. This is a German pressing. It has a little bit of some dings up here on the top spine. That's just $19.99. I bet that sounds good. German pressing of The Who. Who's Next? Country Gold, $9.99. Big River, Johnny Cash, Tammy Wynette, David Houston, Claude King, Charlie Rich, Carl Smith. Buck Owens and his Buckaroo, Sweet Rosie Jones. Uh-oh, it's Buck Owens, $9.99 in shrink wrap. Sills and Croft, Down Home. Sills and Croft, Down Home, $9.99. The History of Surf Music, Volume 2. Original vocal hits, 61 to 64, $19.99. A Rhino compilation. The History of Surf Music. Like the Trashmen, Surfing Bird, and Surf City, Jan and Dean. And the Beach Girls, and the Beach Boys, and more Jan and Dean, and the Safaris. Okay, back up to the top. We have Runaways. Runaways is it's an album. It's got multiple tracks on it. It's got 8 tracks. Yeah, Right Now, Mama We're All Crazy Now, Saturday Night Special, Takeover, Joan Jett, Runaways, picture disc. Okay, so we had 25. We had 30. We had 32, 35. Ryan Foster first on The Who. That is sold to Ryan Foster. Jimmy Ball's at 37 on the Runaways. Gloria was second on The Who. Toby Graham on the Grand Funk Collected wait list. The Runaways 40. Robert Johnson first to the Surf Comp. Fred Carnell second. Runaways 42. Edward Star Wars on the Surf, third on the Surf Comp. And and Bob's out on the runaways. I have not shown cherry pie warrant, but I can right now. I haven't shown any warrants lately. I was told that several people had to cancel this week, warrant Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinking Rich. And I just want to clarify, this is a new, different version. I think some people saw this on their invoice and they're confused because they already have a copy. But this is a new color variant. This is a limited edition 3000 on crystal clear vinyl. There was one that came out before this. That was pre-ordered. We sold out, and I never did have enough for everybody. Then they announced another batch, limited and numbered, on clear vinyl for Warrant, Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinking Rich. So Tanner told me several people canceled this week, and I was thinking, well, they might be confused on, because here's how they've done the warrants. They've done 2 different ones on 2 different colors, and now they're about to do a 3rd run all on black vinyl. So this is on clear vinyl. That's the only one I have in stock. It's $44.99. And then cherry pie, same thing. The first one was like on gold. This is a new one on cherry colored, which almost looks pink, but it is a different color. They're both $44.99. Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinking Rich, cherry pie, and we have Dog Eat Dog. We also have Dog Eat Dog. Those are the Warren albums we have in stock. Okay, Jimmy Ball's at 42 on the Runaways. That's going once, going twice. Paul Brothers wants the other Obscured by Clouds. I'm pretty sure J Mac didn't want that. He never did say yes or no. So sell that one to Paul Brothers. And Mark Stropes wants a cherry pie. That's sold to Mark Stropes. That's cherry pie sold to Mark. If anybody else wants a copy, let me know. Ian Thomas Band, Calabash. Ian Thomas Band, a 1976 Canadian press, $9.99. The Genuine Imitation Life Gazette. This one always throws me off. This is a 4 Seasons album. The 4 Seasons, the Genuine Imitation Life Gazette. For some reason, this just doesn't ring 4 Seasons album when I see this, but it is. $24.99. Philip Regato wants a Warrant, Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinking Rich. That's sold to Philip. And the Runaways is at 42 to Jimmy Ball, and that's a final call. Excuse me. Gato Baribi. I just butchered that. Barb Erie. We're going to call him Gato. Chapter 2, Hasta Siempre. That is $19.99. That's a quad white label promo. Gato Barb Erie. He's got too many vowels in his name. Foreigner, Agent Provocateur, $19.99. We have a new bidder on the Runaways. That is $43.99. Clifton Chinner. This is classic Clifton. Clifton Chinner, classic Clifton. That's on the Arhoolie label. Arhoolie is $19.99. Arhoolie is $19.99. Joe Walsh, Got Any Gum? Joe Walsh is $19.99. Got Any Gum? $19.99. Wes Montgomery, Golden Archive Series, $19.99. Wes Montgomery, Golden Archive Series, MGM compilation. Hugh Muscella. Hugh Muscella is $24.99. Mercury Blue Wing label. Hugh Muscella. Kenny Burrell and Grover Washington Jr. Together, $19.99. That's in shrink wrap. ELO Time. ELO is $19.99. Final call to Mr. Ball. We have Jimmy Ball back in at $45 on this. Let's go back up to the top here. So we had 43. Nothing can be added to invoices. Once you've got an invoice, especially on Wednesday, whenever invoices went out, whenever you got that, what is today? Today's Wednesday. Tuesday, whenever you get an invoice, that's it. When Monday, that starts a new cycle. So anything you buy tonight is not invoiced until the next one. Edward Star Wars, first on CC. Edward Star Wars on the Clifton. That's sold to Edward. Jimmy Ball, first on the Joe Walsh, Got Any Gum. Jimmy Ball back on the Runaways at 45. Wayne, you're out. And Jared the Jagger is on Foreigner. We do not add. We really don't like to take things off invoices, but that happens, unfortunately. But we definitely don't add because it's a whole, you just don't understand. That we sell way too many records to be trying to add and fix invoices. So it's kind of like you get 1 week to buy, it's $7 shipping. When that week's over, it restarts. That's what happens. And somebody asked about shipping. Shipping is about a week behind. We got help coming Monday. Leroy Van Dyke, moving Van Dyke, $9.99. Leroy Van Dyke, $9.99. The Who Quadrophenia. The Who Quadrophenia is $29.99. That's the soundtrack from the film. The Beatles' first live recordings. That's a sealed copy on the Pickwick label. Hamburg, Germany, 1962, $24.99. The Brothers, Kuhn, Perkins, and Kamuka. That is sealed, $24.99, wax time. Gloria First on The Who. We have The Beatles' Early Years 2. The Beatles' Early Years 2, $19.99. Birth of the Beatles, Storia del Rock, $19.99. Birth of the Beatles, $19.99. Bo Diddley, Got My Own Bag of Tricks. Never seen that before. It's on the Bellafon German label, $39.99. Bo Diddley, Got My Own Bag of Trips, $39.99. I'm waiting for Wayne to say if he is in or out on the Runaways. Jimmy Ball has that for $45. Jimmy Ball's first in on Bo Diddley. We have Elvis Moody Blue, $34.99. That's in shrink wrap on blue vinyl. Elvis Moody Blue, $34.99. Wayne is, I figured, back in on the Runaways at $46. Let me find another auction. We've got Beatles, Alice Cooper. Let's do this Birds box set. I can't believe no one bought it the first time around, but this was called Collector Series Birds. You get Mr. Tambourine Man, Turn, 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 and Fifth Dimension. And I think this is a foreign pressing. I think these are German versions. I'll show them. Let me take a look at it here, or let's take a look at it. So they're, yeah, definitely German. Kind of just like a flip page there. Collector Series, Turn, Turn, Turn. And I'm pretty sure these are all like unplayed. Yeah, they all look mint unplayed. This is Turn, Turn, Turn. They're going to look like this, German pressings on this CBS label. So there's Turn, Turn, Turn. Mr. Tambourine Man. And Fifth Dimension. The covers do have a little, it looks like where they were glossy. They're very, very glossy. It looks like maybe they got stuck together. They definitely didn't get wet. Probably just high humidity. Very glossy, like textured covers. And once again, like mint unplayed vinyl. So all three LPs in this box set, that's going to be a just a $30 start. $30 start on the Birds box set. Those three albums, $30 start. What a bargain of a start. Hopefully it goes up from there. Okay, we're not even through with this crate yet. Elvis for Everybody, $14.99. Elvis for Everybody. Elvis in Person at the International Hotel, Las Vegas, $19.99. $19.99. Elvis in Person. Elvis The Promised Land. That is a sealed copy. Sealed for $19.99. The Hollies, A Crazy Steal. I've never seen that Hollies album. $12.99. A Crazy Steal. $12.99. The Hollies. Captain Fantastic, Elton John, with all the inserts, poster, book, $34.99. Elton John, Captain Fantastic, Brown Dirt Cowboy. Okay, the Runaways, $46, $48, $50. Susie's at $30 on the Birds. Roger's at $30 on the Birds. So is Ryan, now $33, $35. Roger Ramjet wants Elvis in Person. That's so to Roger Ramjet. James Bragg's at $40 on the Birds. We're waiting to see if Jimmy Ball he's still in, $52. That's the high bid on the Runaways. Albert Griffiths and the Gladiators on the Right Track. It looks like reggae, $29.99, based on the imagery, the colors, and the label, $29.99. Usually pretty easy to spot a reggae record just by the colors. Usually lots of red, green, and yellow. $29.99. Price on year on the Griffiths. This is 1989. It looks like $29.99. James Bragg first on the Elton John. Runaways $52. Birds 36, 41, 42, 45 now 50. And Wayne, you are out on the Runaways. He has that at $52. Head East, self-titled, $19.99. Prince, $19.99. Hadn't seen this in a while. Prince, $19.99 is $39.99. It has some cover damage back here. The vinyl is very nice. This is very nice. $39.99. Track list on Hugh Muscella. Hugh Muscella, boy, I can't read any of that. Maybe you were just joking. Maybe Craig can copy and paste that for us. It looks like a bunch of random letters to me. Udiwi, Zulu, and the Mexican Imaguawani. You see where I'm going with this. That's just like a bunch of gibberish. $24.99. Helmet Boy is $9.99. Ian Hunter, this is $19.99. This one has Once Bitten, Twice Shy, $19.99. Ian Hunter, self-titled, $19.99. And Stan Getz in Concert, $14.99. Stan Getz in Concert. Birds 50, Birds 53, Birds 60. Vernard Johnson Live, $9.99. Vernard Johnson Live, $9.99. And Bryan Adams Reckless. Bryan Adams Reckless, $19.99. That is a very nice looking copy, $19.99. Sutherland Brothers and Quiver. This is $19.99. Southern Brothers and Quiver. That's on that label that's usually, well, it's Island. There's a lot of reggae stuff on Island, though. $19.99. Shirley Bassey and We Were Lovers in shrink wrap. United Artist Shirley Bassey, $9.99. Okay, so Birds 53, Birds 60. Jared McLaughlin's out. James Bragg has the Birds box for $60. Condition of Elvis in Person. That has already got sold. Elvis in Person at the hotel, International Hotel, is sold. Let's see here. The Runaways is sold to, Wayne says he's out, so we're going to go ahead and sell that to Jimmy Ball for $52 so I can put up another Runaways item. Edward Star Wars on HM. HM was Hugh Muscella. Let me make sure who asked about this. Kevin Hernandez. We'll make sure Kevin Hernandez doesn't want it. But yeah, there's also Patasha Kwablani Umagani Bona. That's sold to somebody. Edward, if Kevin passes. Seeking a Japanese Pink Floyd Animals. I don't have one. I haven't had one in a while, actually. Okay, The Runaways featuring Joan Jett. South African. That's why I can't read it. The Runaways featuring Joan Jett. Mama, We're All Crazy Now. A 4-song mini album. This is on Rhino. I'm going to start this for whatever I just said, $20 or $25. $20 or $25. Okay, Valinsky. No Cause for Alarm. This is $19.99. Wishbone Ash, double live album, $26.99. RMI, High Board Computer. What's that say? Keyboard Computer, model KC2. Wow. Looks like something Rick Wakeman would be playing. $49.99. $49.99. This is called RMI Keyboard Computer Model KC2. I don't know what's going on with that, but there it is. What do we have here? We got some odd stuff all of a sudden. Kali Pancal. Kali Pancal. $9.99. Well, this is interesting. A varied program of stereo dynamics to scare the hell out of your neighbors. $19.99. Kind of a scary cover. $19.99. Gilbert O'Sullivan himself, $9.99. And Al Stewart, Year of the Cat. Al Stewart, Year of the Cat. That is $14.99. Okay, the Birds box set is sold to James Bragg for $60. If anybody wants the Runaways, it's a $25 buy it now. Waiting for somebody to go ahead and get that. No bids on it. Runaways is a $25 buy it now. if anybody wants that. Randy, here's the quick story on 72 Seasons. No purple unless you pre-ordered it and you were the first 30 or so. If you want a black vinyl, let me know. If anybody watching wants a black vinyl 72 Seasons new Metallica album that comes out Friday, go ahead and let me know now. Just have black vinyl. Ryan Anderson gets the Runaways, and that was for $25. $25. Buddy Epson says howdy. Buddy Epson, $24.99. Volinsky was the violinist for Electric Light Orchestra. Wow, I bet that's a good album then. J.J. Cale, really? J.J. Cale is $29.99. J.J. Cale. The Association, what's going on here? We have the soundtrack for Goodbye Columbus, music by the Association. Never seen that before, $14.99. And the Rolling Stones, $39.99. Does it have the Mick Jagger poster? No Mick Jagger poster. $39.99. The Rolling Stones, German pressing. Looks like some kind of early compilation. Okay, let's see. Ryan Anderson got that. I don't think I pulled Dynamics. I didn't. Colin Butler got the Stereo Dynamics. Ryan Anderson got the Runaways. Fred Carnell second. Al Stewart of Nashville. Is that at the Nashville Winery, David? Bob, we've already sold the Runaways. Put Randy Davis down for a Metallica black vinyl. David Plunkett wants J.J. Cale. Walt Cruz, we've already sold the Joan Jett. I have not read the purple list because I don't have those delivered yet. Kevin Willis wants J.J. That is not the Stones. That's not the Association or Buddy or Al Stewart or Gilbert O'Sullivan. What is J.J.? And Metallica is $39.99. I'm going to read through these titles one more time. We have the Blue Sky Boys, Ry Cooder, Get Rhythm, Country Gold. If you want any prices, let me know. Wow, a Buck Owens Left Behind. J.J. Cale. That's already been sold. Seals and Croft, Down Home, Ian Thomas Band, Calabash, The Four Seasons, Gato. How do you say his last name? No one told me either. I don't think anybody else knows. Wes Montgomery, Kenny Burrell, Grover Washington Jr., ELO Time, Leroy Van Dyke, The Beatles' first live recordings, The Brothers, The Beatles, Elvis, The Hollies, Albert Griffiths, Head East, Prince, Helmet Boy, Ian Hunter, Stan Getz, Bernard Johnson, Bryan Adams, Sailing, Sutherland Brothers, Shirley Bassey, Volininsky, Wishbone Ash. RMI is $49.99. $49.99. This is Kali. Not for sure on that one. Gilbert O'Sullivan, Al Stewart, Buddy Epson, the Association doing the soundtrack, and the Rolling Stones. Everything in here is sticker price. Everything in here is sticker price. We can talk later when I go back through them tonight. Or you can just go ahead and buy them now. RM was $49.99. Belinda Dobbs wants the Bryan Adams. Susie was second on that. Not saying I won't take less for these, just not right now because I've got 3 other crates. I'm just looking for claims saying I'll take this or I'll take that. Belinda wants Bryan Adams. I've got 4 more crates of new vinyl to run through. And I've got more vintage. And it's already 9:15. I told y'all earlier, time is extremely critical on here. We try to go through as much stuff as we can. That's why I don't usually try not to be rude when I'm not answering questions like about invoices and stuff you've already messaged the page because we can take care of that later. We have very critical time here. I only can get y'all on for a few hours every night. I've got to show you as much as I can. Journey, Escape, 40th Anniversary Remaster, $29.99. Don't Stop Believing. This is Guns N' Roses Unplugged, 1993. This is an unofficial on silver vinyl. Guns N' Roses Unplugged, $39.99. Luke Combs, this one's for you too. Luke Combs is $33.99. This one's for you too, $33.99. AC/DC, Who Made Who, $31.99. AC/DC, Who Made Who. The Beatles Past Masters is $54.99. And AC/DC 74 Jailbreak. 74 Jailbreak AC/DC $31.99. I will check on the price on that. It might be something different that for some reason that one sells for $50. I've never seen it before, but Ryan, I will double check that. Let's see here. Ryan Foster on Guns N' Roses and Michael Corbell on Guns N' Roses. I'm not for sure why it's $50, unless John made a mistake or it's something different about that one that's not different on others. I'm not for sure. It may be different. Pamela wants Journey. Martin Pryor on AC/DC. Martin, was that for Who Made Who? I'm pretty sure. Let me know if that's not right. And Bob Riger wants a Jailbreak. That's sold to Bob Riger. So that is Luke Combs, Beatles, and AC/DC Jailbreak. It's a demo record for a keyboard, but let me tell you how odd record prices can be. I had a record one time. It was like how to set your furnace. It was like how to light your gas stove or something. I can't remember the brand, but it had some music on it, which when I advertised on eBay or when I was looking them up, everybody put jazz. So it had some music on it, and I sold that for like $76, which was like more than anyone had ever brought before. Mine was very nice, but it was music or something about lighting your furnace or something. So let me tell you, there's some strange records out there that can be oddly expensive. Foo Fighters, Echoes, Silence, Patience, and Grace. Foo Fighters is $44.99. Does anybody know what record I'm talking about? It's like, it was pretty rare. I mean, it's not like, I'm sure they didn't make a lot. It was like a local company, and it was like music or how to light your gas stove, but it had music in between instructions. So, jazz while lighting your furnace. Maybe something like that. But for some reason, the one I had brought a lot more than others. Kraftwerk, that was probably 2000, and that's a long time ago. We're talking 2015 probably. Yeah, that's probably back in 2015. Kraftwerk, Computer World, yellow vinyl. Kraftwerk is $28.99. $28.99. AC/DC, we sold out the other night. Or actually, we went to grab our AC/DC records and I didn't have any. We were already sold out. The Razor's Edge, Thunderstruck, $31.99. I've got 10 copies of AC/DC's The Razor's Edge, $31.99. Who Made Who was correct. Which Beatles is that? That was Beatles Past Masters. That is the unreleased, or not unreleased, that is the non-album singles and B-sides. Non-album singles. So those are songs not put on their albums. $54.99. Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison, $28.99. Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison. Dave Matthews Band, Remember Two Things. Dave Matthews Band is $44.99. Remember Two Things. Primus, the Desaturating 7. Primus, and that's on rainbow splatter colored vinyl, $29.99. Alice and Greg Stone wants a Razor's Edge. Those are both sold. Let me put up another record for auction. Let me see what I've got left over here. Let's see. I wish I had my other crate because now I'm getting pretty low on these. I do have a really, really nice copy of, actually, let me wait on that. Let me see if I can find something else in some vintage bins. Just to keep y'all curious on what's going on, I'll put up a couple auctions. I'll pull some stuff out, some vintage bins. Low starts, and just so everything is just so there's activity going on. I got a copy of Woodstock 2, and let's do this sealed Elton John. Okay, so first, let's go ahead and get our comments caught up. Edward Star Wars on Dave Matthews Band, and James Bragg on Primus. Those are both sold. Okay, so we have Elton John, Too Low for Zero, a sealed copy. No punch holes, no saw marks. This is a sealed retail copy. Has the hype sticker featuring the hit single, I'm Still Standing. And that is going to be a $10 start. Elton John, Too Low for Zero. That's a sealed copy. Just a $10 start. And Woodstock 2. Woodstock Volume 2. Excuse the child nudity on the cover. This is a $10 start as well. This has Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix, Jefferson Airplane, Butterfield Blues Band, Joan Baez, Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Melanie, Mountain, Canned Heat, and the audience chanting during the rainstorm. That's also a $10 start. Woodstock 2, that is a triple LP or 2 LP? That is a side 1, 2, 3, 4. That is a 2 LP. That's a 2 LP. $10 start on that. Martin Pryor wants a Razor's Edge, AC/DC. Alice in Chains. I haven't had this unofficial in a while. We've had other Alice in Chains, but this is at the Sheraton Lorena in Los Angeles. That is a live unofficial, $24.99 live unofficial. Most of the songs they're doing is from Facelift. It's Ain't Like That, Man in the Box, Bleed the Freak, Put You Down. It's pretty much the entire, that's the entire Facelift album. $24.99, Alice in Chains. Beastie Boys, License to Ill, $36.99 for the Beastie Boys. And here's the other Alice in Chains live. This one was a few years later, or a couple years later, 1992. It's doing some stuff from Dirt, like Them Bones, Wood, Angry Chair. That is 24. So that's two different Alice in Chains, 1990 and 1992. Prince, Purple Rain. Prince, Purple Rain is $31.99. Can you show me that King's X that's in the very last bin with the pre-orders? Can we get one of those so I can show it, please? Promise, Sailing the Sea of Cheese. Promise is $36.99. Sailing the Seas of Cheese. Promise is $36.99. Chris Stapleton from Room A, Volume 1. Chris Stapleton is $33.99 from Room A, Volume 1. Chris Stapleton. Pink Floyd, The Final Cut. Pink Floyd is $34.99 for The Final Cut. And Back in Black. Here's another AC/DC album we were out of stock of. Back in Black is $31.99. Okay, update on our auctions. Elton John, 20 with Mark Fallon. James Bragg, 22. Woodstock, 10, 10, 12, 15. Jared DeJagger wants Promise, Selling the Seas of Cheese. That's so DeJared. And Woodstock's now at 17. So here's the King X I mentioned earlier. Have sold out. It's a waiting list. This is King's X. Gretchen Goes to Nebraska. Music on vinyl, limited to 1,500 on gold vinyl. And the pre-order for that was Jay Conde, Greg Hagewood, Scott Sneese, Shane Berry, Scott Corcoran, Craig Proper, Rob Scheffler, James Bragg, Christopher Davis, Jeffrey Dunovitt, Scott Jokumstaller, and Patrick Lear. And also, I just showed Prince Purple Rain. Doc Smith, I had you on a waiting list for Prince Purple Rain, so I've already got one of those pulled for you. And Ron Duffield, you was on a waiting list for that live Alice in Chains 1992 I just showed. Remember Two Things by Dave Matthews Band. Andrea Wilson, you was on a waiting list for that. I showed Guns N' Roses Unplugged earlier. Jeff Hilton, you was on a waiting list for that. That was some stuff I just showed in this crate. King's X is $44. I'm going to get more of these in if anybody wants one. I'm going to get more of those in if anybody wants one. So Woodstock is at 20 with Gloria. And final call, Mark Fallon, if you can hear me, let me know if you're in or out. James Bragg has this for 22, the sealed copy of Too Low for Zero. Let me read through these titles one more time very quickly. Then I'm going to do another crate of new vintage arrivals. We have Luke Combs. This one's for you too. $33.99. AC/DC Jailbreak, $31.99. Foo Fighters, Echoes, Patience, Silence, and Grace, $44.99. Kraftwerk Computer World, $28.99. AC/DC, The Razor's Edge is $31.99. Beatles Past Masters, $54.99. Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison, $28.99. Last copy of Dave Matthews Band, Remember Two Things, $44.99. Alice in Chains Live, 1990, $24.99. Beastie Boys, $36.99. Alice in Chains Live, 1992, $24.99. Purple Rain, Doc says we can put his back, $31.99. So now I have 3 copies of Purple Rain. Prince, Promise is $36.99. Chris Stapleton, $33.99. Pink Floyd, Final Cut, $34.99. And Back in Black, that is $31.99. $31.99. Metallica, AC/DC, Back in Black. Final call on Woodstock. Fred Carnell is at 21. And I haven't heard from Mark, but I've got to end Elton John whenever I come back. Let me do our last crate of new vintage arrivals. I'm going to do that crate right now. Let me flip through it right quick, make sure there was nothing in here I wanted to auction. Looks like some, once again, a wide range of, there's a Stones album I've never seen before. Where's Carol Puckett at? Hadn't seen Carol Puckett on in a while. He would have bought some of these other Stones albums. Carol Puckett is MIA, or he's watching very quietly. He might have hit some people send us a message and they're like, Chad, no hard feelings, but I'm going to take a break for like a month. They're like, I've had enough. I've maxed out 7 credit cards. My wife's about to divorce me. I can't take it anymore. And then about a month later, they'll be back on after they get all their debts, after they get their marriage worked out, and after they get all their credit cards paid off. Then they're back. Gloria wants the Beatles past masters. Gloria, Beatles past masters. That is sold to Gloria. That is sold to Gloria. Okay, Woodstock is sold to Fred Carnell for $21. And James Bragg, you get the Elton John for $22. That goes for $22 to James Bragg. I'll put up some new auctions in just a second. Now we have a new crate of new vintage arrivals. We have Operation Doomsday MF Doom. This is $36.99. Operation Doomsday MF Doom, $36.99. Okay, we have new vintage arrivals. Eagles, the long run. What a nice cover. Eagles, the long run. This one's $24.99, as it should be. Really nice copy, $24.99. Kevin Fernandez says he'll take the Doomsday. That's sold to Kevin. Let's see, what else is in there? Fleetwood Mac, the Cult, Love. Feel like we hadn't sold one of these in a few weeks. Well, not a few weeks, probably a few shows. Does anybody need a copy? The Cult, Love. That's a black vinyl. The Best of Leon. Leon Russell, $17.99. The Best of Leon. Leon Russell, $17.99. Poco. Boy, I don't know if I've ever seen that one. The Songs of Richie Furay, $9.99. If y'all didn't know, Poco, that's a white label promo too. Poco quietly has about 55 different albums, if you didn't already realize that. Bill Black's Record Hop. Bill Black's Record Hop, $19.99. Susie Breelove, first on Poco. We have the Best of the Bee Gees. Best of the Bee Gees, $19.99. I Started a Joke, $19.99. Steve Harley and Cockney Rebel, Loves a Prima Donna, $14.99. Steve Harley, $14.99. The Beatles Rock and Roll Music. The Beatles Rock and Roll Music. This is a companion that came out around the same time the Beatles Love songs came out. It's a 2 LP. This is rock and roll music, and of course you got love songs. So that's rock and roll. The other one was love songs. Ah, very cool. The Jetsons, First Family on the Moon. The Jetsons is $34.99. The Jetsons, First Family on the Moon. Don't see that too long. When your wife says she supports your vinyl addiction, it's time to hire a private and detective. Ryan Foster on the Beatles, Rock and Roll Music. And the Jetsons was $34.99. The Unicorn, the Irish Rovers, $9.99. The Unicorn, the Irish Rovers, $9.99. The Jetsons is sold for $34.99. Tanner, that one's $34.99. I was going to auction that, but it's $34.99. Sold to Brian C. Freddie Hubbard, Liquid Love. Freddie Hubbard is $19.99. What do we have here? This is John Cage, one of these odd synthesizer-looking records. New Electronic Music, John Cage, Variations 2, Milton Babbitt, $29.99. The Mask Marauders, $24.99. The Mask Marauders, $24.99. The original soundtrack to When the Boys Meet the Girls, that is $19.99. Connie Francis, Liberace, music by Liberace, Louis Armstrong, Sam the Sham, the Pharaohs, that's $19.99. Metamorphosis, the Rolling Stones, never released before, $34.99. Red, that's an import from Germany, $34.99. $34.99. Dan Fogelberg and Tim Weisberg, Twin Sons of Different Mothers, $9.99. Dan Fogelberg, $9.99. Jeff Beck, Truth. This is some kind of new pressing. Wow. 2009 mono sealed, $119.99. Whoa. 2009 mono sealed, $119.99. I've never seen a mono copy. Well, that's interesting. Truth. I guess they did make that in mono. I'm going to set that aside. I might be interested in that. It's for sale, though. The Incredible Jazz Guitar of Wes Montgomery, sealed, $39.99. The Incredible Jazz Guitar of Wes Montgomery, $39.99. David Plunkett wants FH. FH has to be Freddie Hubbard. Is that right, David Plunkett? Next, we got Song Cycle Van Dyke Parks. That is $34.99. Van Dyke Parks. Green Warner Brothers label. Year on Wes Montgomery. That is a 2000 and it's new. It's fairly new. I don't see any copyright date on it. $39.99. Then we got some 10-inch records here. Let's see what we got. Let me put them all back in here. We have Cheap Trick, Found All the Parts. That's a 10-inch, $14.99. Cheap Trick, Found All the Parts. Bobby Caldwell. This is the one that's shaped like a red heart. $74.99. Bobby Caldwell, Love Won't Wait. Wow. The single that gets to the heart of the matter. Limited collector edition. That's interesting. Brian C. First to the Cheap Trick. And we have Black Uhuru, Darkness, $19.99. Does have some cover damage. Black Uhuru, Darkness, $19.99. Texas Comp. I feel like we've had this before. Mind and I, Texas Comp, $24.99. The Astronauts, Cotai, C-O-T-A-T-I, $14.99. The Astronauts, that's on pink vinyl. Got some odd stuff in here. Wow. The Police, Regatta de Blanc, a 10-inch, 2LP, $49.99. The Police. And with poster. Okay. I didn't know that came out as a 10-inch. Elvis Moody Blue, $19.99. Elvis, I Was the One, $14.99. Elvis, I Was the One, $14.99. Has a little bit of cover damage right here. Cheech and Chong, Big Bamboo with the rolling paper. No one smoked it up. It's still in there, $34.99. Russell S. wants the Police. That's sold to Russell S. Rock Around the World. This is with Elvis Costello and Robert Gordon. A radio broadcast from January 15th to January 21st, 1978. Elvis Costello and Robert Gordon, $34.99. Jared DeJagger wants Cheech and Chong. That's sold to Jared. Please don't use the rolling paper. It's now a collectible. $34.99. A very clean copy of Fleetwood Mac Rumors. $34.99. The Who Live at Leeds. The Who Live at Leeds. $49.99. This is complete with all 12 inserts. Wow, finally a complete copy. $49.99, complete with all 12 inserts. Actually, yeah, I guess this is it. There's the Woodstock soundtrack. These are really cool inserts, by the way, if you've never seen a complete version of this. Who Live at Leeds. Finally, a complete copy. That's tough to find. Nice condition, too. That's sold to Joe Gabriel. Tanner, what's the movie that's or the TV series you're watching inspired by Fleetwood Mac? Daisy Jones and the Six. There's a new TV series out called Davy Jones and the Six. I don't know if any of y'all have watched it, but it's pretty... Daisy Jones. Daisy Jones and the Six. And it's inspired by the life of Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham. And one of the songs that was used in the show was Silver Springs, and Tanner was telling me about it, which, by the way, I'm sure y'all have all heard of Fleetwood Mac's Silver Springs. It's not on the Rumors album. It's not on any of their albums, and it's only on vinyl on the 7-inch 45. And if you get on Discogs, you'll see that how pricey that record has got. I think the last one sold for $75. The last copy of Silver Spring sold for $75 of Silver Spring. So because of that TV series, I don't know, Fleetwood Mac stuff may be on the rise, but it's inspired by the life of Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks. So that is Silver Spring. So yeah, that 45 is a hot item right now. That's the only way you can get that song on vinyl. It's on that 45. So no, Silver Spring, I'm pretty sure it's not on any copy of Rumors. It shouldn't be on any copy of Rumors. I don't know if it's on the Palace pressings. Yeah. So see if is it a bonus track on the Palace pressing? I don't know. We're gonna check one. Jackie Lemmon, Walter Matthau, The Odd Couple. Music, Neil Hefti. 1999. No, that song's really popular. I went back and listened to it. And I was like, wow, that isn't on any album. To be such a big song. But yeah, it's a B-side of Silver Springs is a B-side of Go Your Own Way. Yeah. Silver Springs is a B-side on Go Your Own Way, which that song would have fit in very good on this album. It probably would have even sold more copies if they would have put that song on there, but they didn't. It's a B-side on that. It's on The Dance. Yes, it's on. You can get it on The Dance, which is alive, but that's hard to get too. That came out in the 90s, so it's on there as well. Yes, that's The Dance, which is I need to order some of those. That's the live from Burbank. I just found out that's not really a live in concert. It's live from Burbank Studios. So, okay, quick. That was your Fleetwood Mac blurb of the night. Joe got The Who. John Young, you were second. Is Moody Blues on black vinyl? No, it was on blue vinyl. It was on blue vinyl. Let's see here. And John Duran wants the John Duran Unicorn Irish Rover. Unicorn Irish Rover. It's also on Crystal Visions. There you go. I need to get some more of those. I don't have any more Stevie Nicks greatest hits either. Man, Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Nicks stuff, it's incredible. I've been selling it seems like for years, and we still sell it. That stuff was popular 10 years ago. Now it's even more popular. The Owl and the Pussycat, Barbra Streisand, George Segal. Music performed by Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Never seen that before. 1999. Experiment in Terror. Music from the motion picture Henry Mancini. 1999. Two odd soundtracks. Anastasia. Music from the soundtrack. $34.99. Three odd soundtracks. Gregory Peck as MacArthur. Sealed. Music from the soundtrack. $24.99. Soundtrack to The Clown and the Kids, starring Emmett Kelly. That is sealed from 1968. $24.99. Orson Welles in Citizen Kane. This music from Citizen Kane. Sealed from 1975. $24.99. Some say that's the greatest movie of all time. Gone with the Wind, the authentic original score. 1999. Gone with the Wind soundtrack. James Bragg wants the Citizen Kane. This is a Nick Lowe and Elvis Costello radio broadcast from Rock Around the World. That one's $34.99. Triple Cross, original motion picture soundtrack, Triple Cross. Looks like a World War II movie. $14.99. Aretha. Now that's one I don't think I've had before. $19.99. Aretha Franklin. Name of the album is Aretha. Aretha Mighty Fire. $19.99. Back-to-back Aretha. The Rolling Stones, First Night Stand, and Open Invitation to Sex with the Devil. That is a Rolling Stones bootleg. $149.99. $149.99. Aretha, the Pink Cadillac Mix On pink vinyl, Aretha Franklin, Freeway of Love, pink catalog mix, $14.99. Robert Plant, Shaken and Stirred is $19.99. Jimmy Page Outrider. Jimmy Page Outrider is $24.99. Jimmy Page Outrider, $24.99. Led Zeppelin Coda in shrink wrap. Coda, $39.99. Nice copy. In shrink wrap, $39.99. Chris Kirkley on the Jimmy Page. Hadn't seen that in a while. That is sold to Chris Kirkley. John Ambrosi, you were second. Brent Rabley wants the Nick Lowe and Elvis Costello radio broadcast. That's sold to Brent Rabley. We have J.J. Kell. Yeah, J.J. Kell, $34.99. Nice copy. Very nice. Naturally, J.J. Kell, $34.99. Chariots of Fire, music from Vangelis, $9.99. Simon & Garfunkel, the concert in Central Park with the booklet, 2LP, $24.99. Simon & Garfunkel. Paul Simon, still crazy after all these years, $19.99. We have Mick Taylor, Stranger in This Town. Mick Taylor, $24.99. That's a full album. It looked like a single at first, but it's a live full album. Mick Taylor from Rolling Stones, $24.99. Tim Weisberg, the Tip of the Weisberg. This is a Nautilus disc, an audiophile pressing, a Nautilus disc, $19.99. Brent Rabley on the Mick Taylor. That's sold to Brent Rabley. Foreigner 4. Foreigner 4 is $19.99. Foreigner 4. Live, never seen this before. The live Rolling Stones, Honolulu, Hawaii, July 28th, 1966 on Bulldog Records. I'm assuming that's unofficial. $39.99, 1988 Italy. John didn't put unofficial, but it probably is one. $39.99. Jared DeJagger, first on Foreigner. John Porter was second. Genesis Abacab, $19.99. Genesis Abacab, $19.99. Bookends, Simon & Garfunkel. This has the poster and the hop sticker. It's got the hop sticker and the J.C. Penney's, or I guess at that time just pennies. Was it always J.C. or just pennies? That's a Columbia 2i with poster. That's nice. That's sold to Mark Cunningham, $24.99. The Deadly Affair, the original soundtrack to The Deadly Affair, $39.99. $39.99, The Deadly Affair. Liza Minnelli, Robert De Niro, New York, New York. That is sealed, $24.99. Kevin Willis wants the J.J. Kell. That is Naturally. That's sold to Kevin Willis. And Matt Biggs gets the Coda. Penny's was a different store than J.C. Penney's. Wow. I've been in J.C. Penney's a lot. Dragged in there with my mother when I was a kid, but miserably walking around, wishing I was record shopping as a 7-year-old or 5-year-old, however old I was. I don't know. I can't remember really. Joe Walsh, The Best of the James Gang, $19.99. I was like, I will go to J.C. Penney's if you buy me a milkshake. James Bragg on James Gang and Fred Carnell on Genesis. Fred Carnell on Genesis. Rick Springfield, Success Hadn't Spoiled Me Yet, $14.99. Patrick Lear, the Nautilus record was Tim Weisberg, The Tip of the Weisberg. Seals and Croft, Unborn Child, $9.99. Joe South's Greatest Hits Volume 1, Walk a Mile in My Shoes. That's a good one. $19.99. Joe South's Greatest Hits. A couple more in here. What did I miss? What's the Ruskins? John Porter. Did I miss something here? I'm not for sure. One other record I skipped over. Dwight Twilley's Dwight Twilley Jungle featuring Girls. $9.99. Jim Nielsen wants Abacab. I think Fred has already grabbed that. He did. Fred had already grabbed that. I'm going to read through these titles one more time. If you want prices, let me know. We may take a break at 10 o'clock when this crate's done. I'm going to go grab a bite to eat, if that's okay with y'all. Tough Skins were the jeans he bought at JCPenney's. Ah, okay. Probably something before my time. Russell S. on the Dwight Twilley. I'm going to take a break after this crate. I do have more. I have one crate of new vinyl left, and I've got 2 more that I can price during the break. It depends on when we come back. and then we'll do some on-sale stuff. We'll do a recap, and I'll put up some new auctions. I'll go get another high-end bin and do like I was doing earlier, discounting some what I consider common high-end records like I did. Not really, they're all great stuff we auctioned off, but it's not anything obscure. I got some stuff very obscure that needs to go on Discogs, like, what is this here? After the Fall, or no, Bless the Fall. I don't know. Some of these I don't, it's some of this new stuff. So, okay. One more rundown through this. Can't believe no one bought this. This has In the City on it. Heartache Tonight, Those Shoes, Sad Cafe, The Long Run. I can't tell you why. That's a very nice copy of the Eagles, The Long Run. That is $24.99. U.S. Press. Best of Leon, Leon Russell. Bill Black's Record Hop. Best of Bee Gees, Steve Harley, and Cockney Rebels. We have the new electronic music comp, $29.99. The Masked Marauders, When the Boys Meet the Girls soundtrack. Metamorphoses, The Rolling Stones, Dan Fogelberg and Tim Weisberg. Van Dyke Parks, Wes Montgomery, The Incredible Jazz Guitar. Bobby Caldwell, Black Uhuru. Texas Comp, The Astronauts. Elvis Moody Blue, Elvis I Was the One. Elvis Costello, Robert Gordon, Rock Around, radio broadcast. Fleetwood Mac Rumors, The Odd Couple soundtrack, The Owl and the Pussycat soundtrack, Experiment and Terror soundtrack, Anastasia soundtrack, MacArthur soundtrack, The Clown and the Kid soundtrack, Gone with the Wind soundtrack, Triple Cross soundtrack, Aretha Franklin, Almighty Fire, The Rolling Stones, First Night Stand, Robert Plant still available, Shaken and Stirred, Aretha Franklin, Free Lay of Love, pink vinyl, Chariots of Fire, Vangelis, Simon & Garfunkel, Concert in Central Park, Paul Simon, Still Crazy After All These Years, Tim Weisberg, Rolling Stones Live in Hawaii, The Deadly Fair soundtrack, New York, New York soundtrack, Rick Springfield, Seals and Croft, and Joe South. The Elvis Costello, Robert Gordon is just like the other Elvis Costello radio broadcast you got, Brent. This one's $34.99. Elvis Costello, Robert Gordon, January 15th through the 21st, 1978. That's a live Rock Around the World radio broadcast. That's also $34.99. If anybody wants any prices on those, let me know. We're going to pause at 10. I'm going to try to be back by 10:30. If not, it'll be a few minutes after. Brent Ravely also wants this radio broadcast as well. When we come back, more new records, new and vintage, on sale vintage, and I'll run some more auctions. And if there's anything anybody was interested in part 1, maybe bring it up. I'll try to find the crate, and we'll go back through those again. Fred Carnell says, I've bought enough. Let Jim Nelson have Abacab. So Jim Nelson was second on Abacab. Fred Carnell says, give that to him. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and stop there. Thanks, everybody, for watching part 2, especially if you can't come back for part 1. I usually don't stop this early, but I'm going to try starting part 2 a little bit earlier tonight so we can go a little bit longer for part 2. Just me and Tanner here tonight. Seth's never here on Wednesdays, and it's been me and Tanner anyway. If you can't come back for part 2, that makes me very sad and very angry. So please come back for part 2. If you can't, like I said, Chad's very sad, very angry. If you can come back for part 1, get back on Facebook around 10:30, 10:35, and then we'll be live until midnight or later. We'll be doing half-off records, on-sale records, buy it now, best offer records, whatever records I can find in the back. So, all right. I will see you then. See you in about 30 minutes or so. More so 40 minutes.